What?
That happened
Holy
this morning.
moly. Hi, everybody. This is your friend Corey at Mighty Mushroom or a Mighty Mushroom. This whole channel is a scam. I'm only doing this so that at some point somebody will send me potato chips. The
Oh, I'll bring you some
whole
potato chips.
No, I want someone to send me potato chips, like in the mail.
I'll
You
do
know
that.
when like when you get a package in the mail and you don't know what's in it and it's something good and it makes it better,
You're really
like that.
happy.
Yeah, like shrimp flavored potato chips. That's all I want.
Oh,
I
thanks.
want shrimp chips in the mail.
Oh my God,
Anyway,
I'm still at my office.
are you? Ugh,
I know. It's 9 o'clock at night. I'm still working. I'm listing right now.
really? Woogie woogie. Let me see if I have how many listings did you get done today?
I took a nap for like 3 hours, so not many. I had a really bad day, so I went home in the afternoon and like took a nap for like 3 hours, and then I realized that I hadn't. I asked Colleen, please take the stuff that we got yesterday and give it to Erica so she can take photos of it before you leave for the day. I said, you got that. Like, you don't need me to do that. And she said, yes. And then she did not do that. So I got a text message that woke me up and was like, yo, where's the stuff I need to photograph? And I was like, what do you mean? It's Colleen
You need
brought
to
it to you.
start using Asana. I was talking to you, and maybe I need to do a video where I show people how to use Asana, which is a task and project management software. If you need to organize the tasks of more than two people, you really need to centralize that. And
I'm not going to put a task, move the bucket of stuff over to Erica.
huh?
The task was to take the bucket of stuff that came in yesterday and put it in a different room. I'm not going to write that. Like, that's not something that needs to be put into a program.
Yes, it does. It definitely needs to be put into a program because here's your list of shit you need to do today. You hit the little check mark when it's done, and then you get an alert on your phone that says this is done. Or there's multiple things that are required to get a task done, and you can see those tasks as they're being done. Come on.
Yeah, but like, you're right. And then Colleen was like, I
So
did,
right.
I did it. I told her where it was. And I was like, what?
I
No,
got
I told you to actually physically take it to her. And then we have a lot of buckets, right? So Erica couldn't figure out which one was the right bucket, and Joe had taken my car, so I couldn't come back. So I had to send Erica home like 4 or 5 hours early, which sucked because I really needed her to photograph because the lady I hired to photograph quit. Like, do you see
Yeah.
the ball of hell I was going through today?
Yes, and I'm saying I have a solution for that that will actually work for you in the long term, but you're not going to listen to me, so I'm
What's
just
the
going to shut up.
solution?
You need to have things like you need to be able to have a list of like you need to have a brain that you can actually so like let's say somebody isn't there and their task is delegated, like you can move a task over and delegate it to somebody else. They get an alert that that task is theirs, and you can add steps, instructions, whatever you want to the task to get it done. I mean, you've been talking about delegating, and you want to be have more powerful delegation tools. Um, and there are simple tools that you can use to manage all of this. And the other thing is accountability. If I just say to you, peep, pop, pop, pipple, tipple, top, top, and I just rap it to you. I'm like, here it is. And you're like, well, I thought you said this. And then you're like, I said this. But if you have something that's very like discrete, like, excuse me, very concrete, that's like, eat food. Step one, open can. Step two, get fork. Step three, use fork to put food in mouth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're having problems with the projects being finished, even if they're small projects, there's communication problems. So, and communication problems can sometimes start with like the different ways that we use language. It's really true. So, um,
You're
Also,
right.
people forget shit. I forget shit all the time. So I'm at the point where I can't forget things anymore. Like John relies on me to get things done, and I rely on him to get things done. And now I'm going to have to rely on him to delegate to the contract listers and to our production assistant who's coming on board. So, um, very important. Nicole disappeared. Oh, there she is.
No,
Brian, the vegan flip. Brian, the vegan dolphin, is here.
Howdy.
Oh my gosh, what's
I had to
happening?
just be audio for a second while I charge my phone.
You're fine. So, I would love to give you a course on how to use Asana. It's very powerful in just for accountability. I think you really like it too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm super into it. We can definitely do that.
You're not into it at all. You're like opposed. You're completely opposed to the idea. Do you realize who you're talking to right now? Come on, fuck off.
No, I actually am into it. I am super overwhelmed with my life, and that makes me very much just like, this is how I'm going to talk tonight.
What?
You want to hear a good story from today, Nicole?
Yes, I do. I like you. Tell me your stories.
Yeah.
Okay. So obviously I plant a garden every year, and I planted like half my garden, and so I buy those like little pods that come with like the seeds already planted in them, and they're biodegradable. So once you plant them, they just disintegrate into the ground. So I planted like half my garden today, and then I went and did stuff, and I came back, and apparently after 10 years, my dog has finally found something she likes to destroy when I'm not home.
Nice. So she just dug it all up.
No, she destroyed all the pods I had not yet planted.
Oh, nice. That's
So,
better.
like, yeah, the ones that are planted are fine. They're outside. But the ones inside, she decided to try and eat all of them, and there was like 15 or 20 of them.
Oh, nice.
So I spent my evening vacuuming my entire house.
Are those nice? Are those acrylamide? Are they like? Does it have like a gel inside of it?
No, it's like a almost like a not cardboard, but like a cardboard texture to the holder, and then the inside is dirt with like fertilizer pods, and then the seeds, and then the top is like a little sticker that covers it until you plant it.
Interesting.
So I don't know what the actual material is, but it's kind of like an egg carton material, like that texture.
535. Gotcha. Like just sturdy cardboard. I'm looking at some of these listings, and I'm actually kind of pissed right now. So excuse me for a second.
I can't believe that it would happen inside the house, Brian.
Yeah, I know. And she never destroys anything. Like she never has. She's never gotten into trash. Nothing.
Oh my god.
So
she hasn't gotten into your inventory. Oh, burn.
Oh.
Trash. Did you get the trash joke? Your inventory's trash.
I'm literally holding a sweatshirt. I understand what you're saying.
Trash. Jesus Christ, Christmas.
Yeah, I bought a storage unit today too.
You did a what?
I bought a storage unit today.
Ooh, tell us about that.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm about to post a video tomorrow, but it was a cheap one. I'm not gonna say how much because part of the video is guessing how much I spent. But so
$4.
No.
Damn. I'm gonna guess again. $3.
I tell you what was in it.
Yeah.
Or like the size of it.
Yeah.
So it was a 5x10, but there was only like 5 things in it. So there was an empty tote with the lid.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
I don't understand why it was empty because there was other shit in the locker that could have been put in the tote.
It's because somebody came in and picked the shit out that they could before the auction.
Yeah, probably. But then there was a duffel bag that had stuff in it, but you couldn't tell what was in it. A Nike shoebox and like a magic bullet, and then a couple random things.
Yeah.
So that's what I bought it based on. So it ended up being actually a really nice Adidas duffel bag, a cheap Walmart brand magic bullet, the pair of shoes in the Nike box is not the ones on the box, but they're still really nice Nike shoes. I just don't know what style they are yet. And then there was a pair of those. So I saw you trying on those stupid, ridiculous shoes at the thrift store. There was a pair of, you remember those like 10 years ago or 15 years ago, those shoes that have like the extra toe on them, but no heel. So it forces you to use the ball of your foot and develop your calf muscle.
Yes.
I don't remember what they're called, but there was a pair of those in there.
Stupid dumbs, I think is what you were saying.
Yeah.
That they're called.
That's what I'm going to call them. That's my keywords.
Stupid and dumb.
You want these stupid dumb shoes? Here they are for you at a low price.
Stupid dumb shoes.
Stupid dumb. Also dumb stupid. Okay. So you bought an empty storage unit. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Essentially. I hate storage units, honestly. Because I just don't have
trash.
What?
You hate digging through trash.
I really, really abhor digging through trash, yes. I feel like it's a good I think that you can do really well. I'm not saying it's a bad strategy. I'm saying that I just don't want to fucking do it.
Yeah. So my goal anytime I do it is to, in the pictures, find at least one item that's worth what I'm going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah, that's my bin.
No matter what I do.
Yeah, that's my bin strategy. My initial bin strategy was go in, like I know I'm going to spend $26, so I need to find something that's a single item that's going to sell for $26. If I can't do that in about 20 minutes, then, the situation isn't that good. And
I'm not sure I've ever gotten anything at $26.
What?
I'm not sure I've ever gotten out of the bins with only spending $26.
Well, that's what like when you get to the when you get to the bulk buy price, it's like now they've raised the prices, but
it was only 99 cents after 25 pounds. That was
exactly
awesome.
Yeah. So
So if I go to the ones that are 2 hours away, after 50 pounds, it goes down to 99 cents.
That's a lot of shit.
Yeah, but if I go to the ones that's within 30 minutes, it's $1.59 no matter what, and everything in there.
That's pretty high.
Yeah, it is. But I'm also saving myself 4 hours of driving. So, in a tank, basically.
Hey, Nicole, do you want to see the shoes that we bought as listings?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She really is going to use my phone all night, no matter what.
Yeah.
I'll show you mine too. Let me jump into
show you first. All right. Let's zoom it in on me. Okay. Look at these. Ooh, I can see my screen. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
So we have the single Jordan. These are slick Jordans.
I like that color.
Yeah, that weird toothpaste green.
Yeah.
They're in great shape. They're old.
I like it. Only a little bit of that color.
You gotta get that aqua fresh. Right? It's like aqua fresh.
Keyword.
I'm gonna actually put aqua fresh in the title.
I'll bet it's not better that way.
Why do we have XX? Dude, what the fuck?
Somebody sat on the keyboard as they were getting ready to.
Yeah, that's what it looks like, right? All right, we're gonna sell these for.
Who's watching the chat since Kayla's not here?
Oh, you can do that.
No, I'm listening.
Oh, I usually just tell people to be quiet. Like right now, I'm gonna say, Michelle, be quiet. Hey, Lauren, you farted. That's what I do. All right. Oh, okay. These are shoes that we got. I don't like this picture, but it's gonna have to work. It's like I specifically showed him exactly how I wanted these fucking pictures, and he still couldn't get it. He still couldn't get it right, and that's why he's gonna get fired this week. Fortunately.
Wait, are you actually firing someone?
I fire somebody every month. I fired so many people. I've fired more people than most people I've ever hired. I have no problem firing people. Like if I give you very specific instructions and you say you understand them and you don't follow them repeatedly, like it's it. That's done. It's over.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, because you don't fucking care. So that's it. That's my opinion on that. Ah, this picture just pisses me off. Because, like, all you have to do is turn that slightly, and it's right. Right? It just takes a tiny bit of effort to make it right.
Yeah, those are horrible photos.
They're fucking horrible, and they don't need to be.
Here, let me share my screen.
Yeah, hold on.
I can tell by your photos you don't, but Nicole, do you use a shoe stretcher at all in your pictures?
No, but my photographer knows how to take good photos. Look at these. They're great.
Yeah, those aren't any better.
Okay, well, they actually are.
I don't agree.
Maybe there's better shoes.
Look at this photo. These are great photos of these shoes. What are you talking about?
Those are horrible.
Are you kidding or are you being serious?
I'm being absolutely serious. Those are terrible.
What is wrong with this photo?
It's just all hodgy-podgy. It's just completely wrong.
Yours looks like it's caved in, Corey.
What?
This shoe looks like it's caved in.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the previous shoe, though. I mean, this one's just bad. I'm just going through them now.
What about this one?
Let me look. I don't think that one's good either.
What exactly is wrong with this photo?
Well, let's go a step further. What's not wrong with it? What's right with it?
I can't decide if you're messing with me or not.
Yeah, I'm fucking with you.
You are, right?
Yes.
Oh my god. My brain isn't working and I was so confused because I was like, there's literally like these are fine.
Yeah. Here, look at the next one now. Are you watching the screen share? Hold on. You see? Like that, this is good. This shows the actual shoe.
Yeah, I like that. That's fine.
It's just like it should show the fucking shoe and there should be no contrast in the background. But it needs to be every fucking time.
What brand are those?
These are Adidas.
Really? What size?
They're not that big. For the Timbers, the Portland Timbers soccer team. But they're like basketball shoes. So they're just like fan shoes, you know? Timbers fans are loco in the coco.
When you say not that big, you mean not big enough for me?
I don't know what your size is.
13.
13?
Yeah.
Yeah, these are size 8.
No, those aren't big enough. Sorry.
I have some size 13s though.
Look at this picture. Look at this one. Can you see it? Is my thing up or this one?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good. I like that picture.
Yeah. So Erica took these. Erica takes amazing product photography. Like these are good.
Yep. But she doesn't want to work, right? Sorry.
Oh my god, I wish she would work more. Yeah, because she takes the best. She completely edited this on the phone. Like we didn't do any edits on the. This is completely from her directly.
Why doesn't she want to work more?
I don't know because her photos are so good. Look at those shoes.
Why don't you ask her to work more?
She doesn't want to because she has other things she's doing with her life.
So she's just basically helping you out because she likes you. Why are millennials like that? Why don't millennials understand that you need jobs, damn it?
I know. Anybody else, if it wasn't her, because she does such a good job, I would be like, no, you cannot work one day a week. But I'm like, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, wait a second. Miss Mamie Shop is my boring shop Instagram, and Miss Mamie Girl is my personal. Michelle, okay. Sorry, guys. Slightly out of it. John should have really finished a lot of these today. He didn't. You see how good these shoes look, though, compared to when they came out of the store? Are you looking at this? Just a little bit of schmutz
I hope you're talking to her.
I am talking to her. She's not looking anyway.
I have no reference point for when they came out of school.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not talking to you, Cornholio. I am the great Cornholio. Speaking of Cornholios, oh, I guess Rob's too important for us now.
Well, he's probably confused because you only do a show once a month now.
Well, I haven't, my health has been slightly poor. And,
yeah, I was watching your story earlier and I was wondering if you were okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just complaining. No, business has been brisk. We've just, and I'm doing this to grow my business, you know. At the same time, I'm trying to grow community at the same time, but sometimes I have to not sacrifice one to the other, but I have to balance one to the other. And initially, when I had the time before, you know, I could focus, and there'll be a time where I can focus again in the way that I was before. But
it's just shifting focus.
Yeah. I need to. In August, my prepay on my rent will be over, and I need to be ready for that. Like, I don't like to make risky business moves, you know, and I need to be set up with products.
Hey, Corey, I think you're just showing me on the screen.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was seeing both. I think
it's weird. Some people see it in a certain way where it pops up like everyone, and I don't know. These were weird, rare shoes. These are Zoom Airs these are like 11 years old, but they're like in really good condition.
How much are you selling them for?
I don't even know. I'm trying to figure it out right now. That's why I want people in the chat to like look them up for me and stuff. Like, that's why I'm here, people. So you can.
What's the number on them? I can't see your screen close enough.
Oh, I'm gonna do it. There are 3. Oh, well, that's not right. Another mistake. Another mistake. Another mistake. Another mistake.
And another one.
Yeah, I'm getting a little bit pissed right now. 318061. 318061. That's not that big of a mistake.
They're called Dragon.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's any?
There's only one pair. There's 2 pairs listed right now, both size 12.
Mm-hmm.
One's 64 and one is 40.
Sometimes you can back out on Nike and just put 318 like 061.
Yeah, that's the only part I typed in.
Yeah, but there aren't. I don't see any.
I don't see any solds.
I don't see any solds, but yeah, those are both manky as hell. Like, look at the stains on those things. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't know if that's is there a stain on that or is that the color?
No, those are stains, definitely. Those are. See at the bottom there, you can see all the scuff marks and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. These are. Yeah, I wouldn't even put these up for sale. Yeah. Look, there's like crap on the inside.
Not for $64.
Fuck no. $64. I mean,
no, I would. If I sold those, I would sell those for like 30 tops at that condition.
Oh yeah. These are.
I was gonna say 60 before I looked up the comps on yours.
I think 60 is very, because these are. Look at the bottom of these things. They were worn like once. Look how pretty those are.
Stickers still on them? Did you take the pictures with price stickers still on them?
I don't know what you're saying right now.
The stickers on the bottom of the shoe.
There's no stickers.
Oh, that's just a logo. It looks like the Goodwill sticker.
No. No, this should have come off though, but it's okay. I'm gonna ask. I'm actually gonna do. I paid $8 for these. Let's do. We're gonna do $44.99 plus shipping. Plus shipping.
How much do you do shipping? Do you calculate everything?
I put like 2 pounds on generally. If I'm gonna charge for shipping, it's like a 2-pound priority. And then if I take a best offer on it, then I'm like at least protected by shipping. But
see, I usually just do a flat number for shoes.
yeah, I mean, I never stated that I actually know what I'm doing.
That's what I was just asking. Everybody does it different. It's not like a right or wrong there.
It's just like this picture pisses me off because this is exactly what I asked him not to do. I don't want to see a side profile of the shoe. I want to see the whole shoe. It's like very simple. It's so simple. Like, what do I need to like draw? Like,
are you looking for like a 3/4 ankle? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes, just like just the shoe, like in an angle that you can see the whole shoe. It's not that difficult. It really isn't. It's just it's the little things that kill sometimes, you know? Yeah, this time he's gonna go back and fix it, or I'm not gonna pay him. He's a contractor, so seriously. I'm in a mode today where I'm like, don't mess with me. I haven't been feeling well for several weeks, and like a lot of things are just getting on my nerves. And one of the biggest things that gets on my nerves is when I am very specific about something that's not very difficult and somebody just doesn't do it.
Right.
But doesn't ask questions, they just go ahead and not do it.
They just guess and do it wrong.
Yeah, that really chaps my ass. Yeah, so there's been a series of there's just been a series of events that have been vexing me, and sometimes they just pile up in a certain way, and you're just like, I can't deal with this right now. Like, it's just very, very simple. I give you very simple instructions. Like, they're just so simple.
I mean, that way all the time. Yes, I agree.
I feel like I live that way, though. Only with certain people. It's certain people, certain individuals. And they get you on that one day, and you know, it's all over but the crying at this point. What's good is these sell for $41.99 plus $8.99 shipping. That was a good buy.
How much did you pay for?
10.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you saw them. You were like, those are solid.
Yeah.
They're in such good condition. But I mean, these pictures don't.
They make it look like weird bowling shoes.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not weird bowling shoes.
I love weird bowling shoes.
You're a weird bowling. Yeah. I don't want to comment. I don't want to make any comments.
So, by the way, I didn't realize this hat made me look so Amish. It's actually like a boater's hat from Italy.
So I guess it makes you. Thanks, Melissa. Melissa says she hopes I feel better soon. I wasn't talking to you, Corey. I don't know. I'm out of the loop. You do kind of look Amish a little bit.
Yeah, totally. It's I put it on earlier, and then as I was looking at the screen in the mentorship group, I was like, wait, I look so Amish right now.
Are you still Are you still hanging in the mentorship groups?
Yes.
That's cool. It's good to get connections and help out, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
I just, man, I just can't believe how busy we've been. I can't believe I'm doing this right now either.
I'm so mad about it.
What?
People are being like super mean to Colleen.
On the internet?
Yeah, and she's like freaking out. I don't know what to do anymore.
She didn't harm anybody is the biggest part. It's pretty fucked up. She's right. I mean, she didn't do anything wrong. She's just expressing herself. It's fucked. I fucking hate people like that. If you're watching this and you're one of those people, you can kiss my balls. Seriously. I really believe in standing up for people who are good people.
I can take all the stuff thrown at me, but now like my employee is literally crying because people are saying really horrible things about her and like saying she should be raped.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
Yeah.
I don't know what to do anymore. You know, like I can't win. I'm tired.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the question is, do you have to win? And is it a battle that you're fighting?
I guess winning is the wrong word. Like I'm not trying to win. I don't.
You just want to break even. You're just like, let me break even and get out of here.
I just want people to not say that my employee should be raped.
Dude, I'm not arguing against that. I wish people would just leave you the fuck alone. But that doesn't seem to be happening. So we need an alternate strategy. These Mary Janes, did you remember these little ones that we got in Milwaukee? I put a little Wonder Balsam and shined them up. I shine these myself. Sometimes when I get annoyed, I clean shoes.
Dude, those were in horrible condition.
Dude, look how pretty they are now.
They were in such bad condition, Brian. I was like, you can just have these, but I'm not going to do it.
Look at them. Look how pretty those are, Brian. Those are pretty. The little Mary Janes. Come on. Those look good.
They do look good.
They were garb. They were garb safari. I don't know what to price these at though. They're women's size 3.
Those are children's size 3.
No.
Women do not have a 3. Women start at 5.
But they are weird though, right? They look bigger.
No, they don't. So a women's 3 and a women's so a child's 3 and a women's 5 are the same size.
Is there a UK 3?
Oh, are they UK size?
It says size 3, made in England, AWO4.
Okay, because European sizing is a number, not a size. That's weird.
They are small shoes, but they're not for a kid of size 3.
No, they probably are for it. It's not like a 3-year-old. It's like a
kid size 3. Yeah, okay, got it.
It's a children's size 3, which is like Des wears a size like 2 or something. He's 8 and he's 100 percentile. Like that makes sense. They are a 3, a child's 3.
Got it. Thank you.
Oh my God, it was so nice to just argue with you. Let's argue about something else, Corey.
Why do you want to argue with me?
I don't know. It just felt nice to win that like conversation. Let's do that more. Let's debate something.
But that's the I don't know. What do you want to debate?
You guys know about replacement parts.
Debate whether people.
You're holding $20.
Holding $20. Look at replacement parts are the jam. If you guys don't know about this, I'll tell you a little secret. You can find this stuff at the bins all day long if you're trying to start out. They're not the funnest thing to sell, but they sell really well. Children's replacement parts. So this is like a toy that goes on like a swing by Graco.
Children's replacement parts, a new arm for your child.
Is there a way to know that those would be Graco without you pulling them off the actual thing?
These ones, no. You have to get a good eye for it, so you kind of have to learn the. No, there's no branding on it, unfortunately. Good question. You have to learn about the stuff, but like so, pack and play is like those big. the things there's the thing called the pack and play that you're putting in it, right? And so newer pack and plays have these inserts that you can also use as like a bassinet. Those are commonly misplaced. And so you buy a used pack and play and it won't have the bassinet insert because you only use the bassinet insert for a few months and people misplace it and they hand down the pack and play and it doesn't have the insert. So those inserts on eBay do really, really well because of that.
The bassinet doesn't like fold up into it, does it?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay, I had one recently that I found in a storage unit and it had the bassinet with it.
Yeah, so the bassinet and then the poles, the actual poles that go into the pack and play, like the long skinny poles, those alone do really well too. You can sell a set of those for like $20, $30 depending on what one you have.
Yeah, so, I find pack and plays all the time in storage units, like all the time.
Yeah, and you don't want to shift the pack and play because it's huge and heavy, but you can break it down and sell the replacement. Tony does that. My old boss does that like all day long. She sells just replacement parts, and she does really well with it because you can't really just call them up and be like, hey, I just need this one pole. So where do you go for weird things that you can't find anywhere else? You go to eBay.
Correct. I need this obscure part. I need a key for my keyboard. You'll find it on eBay.
Yeah, battery covers are another thing that do really well.
Oh yeah. Do you know this guy DIY Mike? I think his name is. Like his whole business was built on eBay by like selling the replacement keys. He would just buy a keyboard and have them in stock, and then like make listings for all the keys. So like he just has like millions. He does like millions of dollars in sales now, and he just sells odds and ends and pieces and parts and all that kind of stuff. And he just has the processing power to deal with that.
Go for?
How much is what?
A key go for?
A key? I mean, these are high-end keyboards, a lot of them. So, you know.
Okay.
Maybe it's a $12 key. And maybe he has 50 of those keyboards and he just walks out and he pops one off of the keyboard. He doesn't even have to process it until if he already has the SKUs built.
Right.
So, I mean,
looks like $4 a key for most Apple keys.
There you
go. Those shoes you're listing now, I found
I get a whole keyboard for $1. Right?
Not an Apple keyboard.
I can. Here in Portland, absolutely. I buy them all the time for $1.
Well, then, yeah, start taking them apart.
No.
I sold I got an Apple keyboard in an auction, and I sold it for $100 like within 2 days.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa. I don't know how to determine what these are. I'm like so rusty at this right now. I haven't done this on this level in so long. Like, what? Click to enlarge. Pearl Izumi Guest Ride 5719. Quest RD.
Yeah.
Who?
A really good brand.
Pearl Izumi?
The Quest brand for cycling.
Oh, well, Pearl Izumi's the brand.
Oh, okay.
Somebody sold a pair for cheap. These are new.
Yeah, I don't know how to put the link on my phone. Can you text Nicole the link?
Oh. What happened?
She said to text her the link, but I don't know how to put the link into my phone from the computer.
Oh, I'll send her There we go.
Me no like technology.
Where's she saying text her the link? Oh, there she is.
I was trying to get on my phone so I could leave the office and still chat with you guys because.
But I just emailed it. I emailed you the link just now.
Well, I'm here. I hate leaving my office at nighttime. It's like it's just like a creepy. I feel like it's safe, but I still don't like it. I don't like being here at night. There's a lot of rooms.
Yeah.
I need to get Like, well, I mean, I have like pepper spray, so I guess it's safe. But
Yeah, I mean, it's not nice to be in that situation where you're like, I need to use it, you know?
yeah. So anyway, you guys can be on the phone with me while I'm leaving
Yeah.
because somehow that's gonna protect me. I'm not sure if that's true. Anyway, tell me about what you're doing right now.
I am just listing stuff on eBay.
Oh, it's so dark. I didn't leave on any of those fucking lights.
Dirty mouth.
Oh, I hate it so much more than you guys know.
I
What?
I don't know. I kind of feel like we didn't finish the conversation about like social media trolls and all that kind of stuff, but I don't even want to talk about it. I know it's important to like protect ourselves and our community, but at the same time, I don't want to give those people any sort of like airtime or energy, you know?
Yeah, that's the
So
thing. It's
it's
like I never decide like what I should do about it, right? Because like
so
you're not supposed
hard.
to talk about it, and like you're supposed to like rise above and all that stuff. But at the same time, it's like more rumors just keep like starting because I don't ever stop them because I'm afraid of like what will happen if I try to stop them. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
don't give them more fuel. Like there's all these weird rules about it, and it's like, well, like what?
You have to
What is
just, yeah, I mean, you just have to be yourself and do what you think is right. I agree with both sides of the thing. It's like ignoring it is a good strategy, but if people believe these morons, it's like, what do? You have very little recourse at that point, you know? So it's
right?
just, fuck. I mean, to come after Colleen for no reason whatsoever. I mean, it's easy to justify a reason if it wasn't because of her her political outlook or whatever it is, would have come after her for her glasses or like I don't think the points that whatever they're making are justified. They're just trying to find some kind of like crack to exploit, and it's pretty sick.
Like, well, I think about literally telling like someone they should be like, yeah, like
Well,
bodily.
like what? Oh, like the whole biker thing. She can't be a biker because she's a female. I mean, come on, craziness.
That sounds false.
There was a lot of whoever wrote this thing just was like just a complete slob idiot. He just doesn't really understand the world at all. Like lives in their mother's basement most likely because that's their only choice at this point.
Sounds about right.
I mean, I lived in my mother's
Well,
basement.
like so. But what is our option? Like, what do I do at this point? Because I feel like it's getting taken to a whole nother level for me. Like, getting taken to a
Well,
level
I
where
mean,
get.
at this point, it is slanderous. There is absolute slander involved. And I mean, suing somebody for slander is very, 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 very difficult. Um, what's not difficult on the other side is figuring out how to like, appeal to that individual's senses and get them to basically admit everything that they've done through like basically just feeding their ego, which is really possible. Especially if they like to drink whiskey.
I don't know if that's possible at this point.
What? Oh, you think the wormhole is too deep?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
I
the more experience a con artist has, the lazier they get. I mean, this is just how they get caught. It's how actual real con artists like some people in this community, get caught is because in the beginning they know they're doing something wrong, so they hide it. But when they start to get away with it, they get lazier about it, right? They start to tell lies, and then the lies catch up with them, and then all of a sudden they have no idea. They're just lost in the whole miasma of it, and then they get caught, like, buying counterfeit phones from China and then getting sued by Sprint, things like that.
Well, like they don't think they're going to get caught, so they don't worry about like hiding what's happening anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no, yeah, it comes from greed and stupidity, but I mean, there's some pretty amazing, individuals out there. I didn't think it was. Ansley asked if it was a threat. It was something. I wouldn't call it a direct threat. But it was certainly threatening. It doesn't have to be a direct threat in writing to be threatening or to be leading.
I don't know. It's out of control, and it's just
that is out of control. Did you see that, Brian? Did you send that to Brian?
No, I don't think I did.
Yeah, you should see it. I mean, everybody should really see it, I guess. I mean, it's.
Well, that's the other thing is, like, sometimes I'm like, maybe I should just, like, I could make a post in my stories and be like, look at this. Like, you guys are out of control, but I can't do that. Like, I'm not.
Well, it's also saying that, the people who are your followers are responsible, and it's not. It's like this tertiary group of individuals that's very small. It's just a couple of people, and they have decided it is their mission to get in your way. So, I mean, it's not a big group of people. You can tell by the way that these people, how they all write the same. Like, they all spell the same words wrong.
I have to say, like, I haven't, like, looked at what they are doing in a long time. Like, I've been not even paying any attention. But if something happened today where I was like, I need to see if this is related because it was something that directly affected me, right? And so I was like,
yeah,
I need to go and just, I haven't paid attention in a long time. I have no idea what they're saying anymore, but like, I need to go see if this is related because I think it is. And I was right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I saw some of the comments, some of them were like, I'm beginning to think that nothing will stop Nicole. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. Like, nothing is going to, listen, you guys like trolling me aren't going to stop me.
No, hell no. And you have like real allies. Like,
what?
Like, you have people who work with you all the time and like, support you in a way that's very vocal. Like, I'm not hiding my face when I say anything. Everything I say is with like my face. Well, right now, obviously, like I'm screen sharing, but it's very easy to tell what my opinion on something is. You could actually ask. I'll tell you.
Right. I mean, if you ever have if something ever happens where you think I do something dumb, you usually just say like, "Hey, Nicole, that's really dumb. Like, don't do that." Right?
Yeah,
you try and like give me criticism where I can improve on myself because that's what you do when you're in a community with someone, right? Like, if someone's doing something, I have sent DMs to people and been like, "Hey, did you know that like you can't do that because of this, and this?" And like, but like constructively, right? Like, or hey. This might help your business some if you do this.
Yeah.
I sent another YouTuber advice the other day about monetization. Like, I don't have to do that, but I was like, she was saying she didn't make as much money, and I was like, she could be making way more. I wonder if she does this. And I was like, this is way out of line. I don't know you very well, but like, hey, have you tried doing this? Because it's good to help people, right? Like, if you have information that can help better someone else's life, why would you not share that with them?
Exactly. Well, there's a huge faction on YouTube too and they believe that us, like the newer generation, sharing information destroys like their place in the market. But I mean, they're destroying their own place in the market by not like doing things differently and not it's kind of like when a taxi company blames Uber for taking over when they had the chance to do it themselves. They had the chance to figure it out and they didn't. So somebody came along and did something better.
Uber came out if they hadn't already thought about it, like they could have crushed Uber. Taxi companies crushed Uber immediately, but they didn't think that Uber was an issue, right?
Well, they were complacent, lazy, disorganized. They were entitled.
Right.
So there's a difference between like using like privileges that are given to you by your experience versus using entitlement. So like the government entitlement that these cab companies like were possessing was like a really really messed up thing, and it was causing problems, especially in Portland. Like you couldn't get private transportation because their little mafia was controlling it, and because they didn't want to spend any money to make it better, they just didn't. And it was actually a multi-billion-dollar industry that they were making a multi-million-dollar industry by just being morons. I mean, it is just a such a clear story of like how the current method is not always the best method, and you know.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
To be fair, didn't Gary Vee also pass up Uber when he had the chance to invest?
Yeah, I mean, investing in a company like that is different than, being in a market and developing technology within the market to stay a leader within the market, right?
Yeah,
So we're talking about.
But if you're going to change up all your business practices, that's the same thing as investing in that strategy.
Well, not investing in a market that you're not in, like Gary Vee wasn't like he didn't own a cab company or anything. So I mean, it makes sense that he would or wouldn't have based on certain market signals. But transportation companies not innovating and then losing their market share and then trying to use government to get it back for them because they like, who the fuck wants to use a taxi? The taxis are done in Portland. There aren't any more. I don't even see them anymore. They're just they're just.
I still see them all over the place here, but not as prevalent.
Well, see, okay. There was a night where I got stranded somewhere. I was younger than I am now. I got stranded somewhere and I needed to come home, and I wasn't in a place where it was late at night, and the taxi just never came, and then I couldn't get anybody on the phone, and it was terrible. I had to like walk 3 miles home, and it was like raining. And from that day on, I was like, I will never, ever, ever use a taxi again in Portland.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Yeah, I couldn't even get one you couldn't even get a taxi if you wanted one. So what kind of market is that they're like terrifying, horrible customer service because they felt like they didn't have any competition. So just because you don't have competition or you don't perceive that you have competition doesn't mean somebody's not out there to eat your lunch. Right. And that they should eat your lunch, because if you're doing bad business, somebody's going to come along and figure out how to, exploit that niche.
That's the motivating factor.
Yeah.
Somebody has a bad experience because you're doing bad business, and that's going to motivate them to fix your business for you and do it themselves.
That's how innovation works. That is the nature of innovation.
I mean, I guess for me, like, here's my view on like taxis is that I was always too poor to use taxis, right? So like I never could afford a taxi, and Uber came out, and now it's like, well, yeah, I could afford a taxi now, but Uber's cheaper. Why would I take a taxi? So I don't have like bad experiences with taxis.
Oh God.
But it's cheaper for me to take Uber, so why would I take a taxi?
Exactly. Well, it's cheaper and easier to use, so the combination is just a 1-2 punch to the gut. It's like, how do you compete with faster, better, and easier to use? The cars are cleaner because there's like, it's automatically a rotating fleet, right? Because like people know that, like, and there's what Uber brought to the market was accountability, both from the driver and from the customer. Uber has so many customers, you can't You're not going to screw Uber over as a customer.
Uber
They're
is
not.
now a verb,
Yes.
a word in the language that didn't exist.
Uber doesn't care about customers the way that like Amazon does either. Uber believes that they are an intermediary, and it is their job to mediate feedback, to mediate relationships. Like they don't care in the ways that Amazon cares. They're not customer centric in the way that Amazon is. Oh my God, we got Rob.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Rob, how do you feel about taxis and Uber? That's what we're talking about on this reselling.
Taxis and Uber?
Uber.
Look, I'm using a different device. My sound, my color look all right or no?
Your sound is weird.
It looks like you're in a cave.
Oh,
all right.
You're Corey.
Hey.
Yeah, your picture looks good though.
My sound, I hear it sound all right?
You sound like you're 2 miles away from the phone.
It's fine.
Okay.
Tell us how you feel.
I can still hear you though.
All right. Yeah, because I'm not good at adjusting things.
That's good right there.
We knew that.
Right. So you want to know what I think about Uber?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, there's two issues. Uber, the company itself, or the business model of Uber?
Okay, Uber versus taxis is really what we're on right now.
Isn't
okay. Now, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I need to. Talk.
Yeah, Uber, as far as the business model of Uber is, you mean am I like what's your question exactly?
What do you think about Uber versus taxis?
Like using Uber versus using a taxi. Just that's the very simplest question she could ask.
Okay, I think theoretically it's better. I've never I mean, it's the technology, as far as I know, the people who use it, from the people who are the drivers and the people who are the consumers, the people who
never used Uber.
Oh, that's insane.
I've never used Uber either, by the way.
What?
Or a taxi.
Are you kidding me?
Well, I use regular taxis. And I could say why I think Uber is better than taxis.
Why?
Wait, hold on. You are still using regular taxis to this day. Like,
that is
well, I'm going to tell you a little anecdote.
Okay. I'm listening to your little anecdote.
Is this me chopping out here, or?
No.
All right.
Just say your anecdote.
Let me go down here. You want to see my beautiful? I had a friend of mine who I work with in the restaurant business. Okay, I work 6 days a week, 10 hours a day.
What? Jesus.
What? I'm telling my anecdote.
I don't want to hear like the history of like Olive Garden. I want to hear.
We're talking about Uber versus taxis, Rob. What do you think?
Okay, and I'm telling you from the employee's standpoint.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Can I just talk? If you didn't cut me off, I'd finish.
If you didn't talk forever, I wouldn't have to shorten your story.
So anyway, it's very beneficial for the employees, like how we have the eBay. We can choose their hours, and you know what? I think Uber gets a lot of bad press, and they don't ever put in the article. When they put in the articles, they say, well, this guy on Uber only made $6 an hour when he calculated it. But one thing they don't take into consideration is, like I said, my friend who has 80-year-old parents has to take them to the doctor. When you work a job like in a restaurant business, you can never take off. I know, Nicole, your husband, he worked in the restaurant business, right? I heard a story that he said he did. And I know, I'm sure it's very difficult to take off, right?
Right.
Yeah, so now what's great about Uber is that you just log in and boom, boom, boom. You're in. You're in like Flynn. So
exactly. So why would you use a taxi right now when you can use the Uber? You could use the Lyft app instead of, if you don't like Uber, you can use Lyft. They're all the same knuckleheads anyway.
Yeah.
So you use Lyft. You call the thing, and it's like, hey, in 4 minutes you're gonna have your thing, and you're gonna know when it's there, and it's gonna be a clean car, and they're gonna take you where you're going, and it's all gonna be good. And if something gets fucked up, you can fix it.
Yeah.
I left my iPad in the car, and the dude found it. He was across town. You know, he like came and met me. I totally tipped him and shit, you know, but like I totally fucked up, and he could have totally stolen it, you know, and he didn't. He could have taken it, but he didn't, which was nice. I appreciated that. I did drop my property in his vehicle somehow.
I think he froze.
Rob? Hello? Brian, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, great.
I think
Yeah,
Rob froze.
that's fine. It's Rob, man. It's like, tell me the story. Tell me the story about the Uber versus the taxi, and he starts talking about a restaurant in 1967 or something, talking about chives. That's cool.
Yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, I found this in Ohio for some reason.
It's because people from Portland State University always go to Ohio.
Does ducks fly together?
Because they have a strong like botany, ethnobotany thing going on. That's pretty strong over here. I have several friends who went to Ohio.
Corey, are you going to estate sales in the morning? What are you doing?
Yeah, we should look at some. I haven't even looked. I've been so busy.
Yeah, show me. Are you gonna go with our friends? What are you doing?
I can. It didn't seem like anybody wanted to get up. I go early. Anybody can meet me along the way. But you know, I'm serious about this shit. It's not a hobby for me.
Right,
You know?
right. It's your life, so.
Yeah. So there was one Gary Germer's sale started today, and I meant to go, and I didn't. But he'll have his second day tomorrow. It's like a pop-up too. He's just moving through these estates that he's helping liquidate. So who the hell is Krillin's calling my phone somehow? I don't fucking know.
No, he's not.
He doesn't have my number, so I don't know how he's calling a hangout, but I'm not on a hangout on my phone.
He's trying to start a new hangout. He wants us to call him on the hangout. Someone call him.
I'm not gonna do it. You do it.
I don't know how to do that.
Tomorrow we have Peerless. Peerless is always pretty good, but they put the list out
Hi, Rob.
Early. There you go. Peerless.
Did you mute him?
No, I didn't mute him.
Okay.
Peerless has a sale that has a ton of vintagey stuff. I guess I could screen share. There's some cool stuff in here. They sell a bunch of junk sometimes, and I know it's from other houses, and I don't like that. Then we have a privately listed sale on Northeast. Vintage sale, vintage and tools. Ooh. Some nice watches.
What are you over there?
Ooh. Some nice watches.
You're not screen sharing. We can't see. Oh, I can't really see.
Aren't you drunk?
Yeah. What are you talking about over there? Coconut? Coconut.
Yeah, this thing just took a dive on me. I'm using a different device here.
I'm using a different device here.
Why do you make it sound so sketchy?
I know.
That's me sounding bad?
No, it's not. So why do you make it sound so sketchy? I'm using a different device. Don't ask questions.
There's one in...
No, I don't care if you ask me questions. I just don't have the answers. I'm just not too sharp with devices, you know.
You can ask me all the questions you want.
Well, you never answered the last question. Why do you take a taxi instead of Uber?
Yeah.
I never said that. I said if I had no car right now, I would prefer Uber.
Okay.
Over taxi cab.
Got it. But you don't use it anyway, so it doesn't matter. I
got a car.
I don't go out to the bar very often, honestly. But
I just walk home.
tonight at midnight, we start taking names for the list. There's a list. Damn it, there's some Pendleton in this one too.
Uh-oh. Found his.
There's a couple of really nice Pendletons. Hold on, let's screen share so everybody can see. Want to screen share?
Yeah, but that's a rug.
You're a rug.
Ho ho.
Corey, you can stay up until midnight. You can do this.
After midnight, we gonna let it all hang out.
You think I can email them? It's 1:30 here.
They'll just log in time. Ooh, look. Okay, so what we have?
Oh.
We have a Chief Joseph back. Ooh, that's a Harding. Yeah, it's a Harding. It's a nice. This is a nice older blanket. This is a Harding, and this is another Harding blanket. This is a great colorway. Look at that, like with the freshness.
Mm-hmm.
Pictures aren't very good though.
I'm gonna go buy that.
Yeah, in Kaiser, Oregon tomorrow.
Yeah.
You better be first in the house, cause.
You might as well start driving now.
Yep. Better send a message to Felicia.
Okay.
Bye, Felicia.
Everything else looks like garbage.
Oh, look at that.
Money.
That Ralph Lauren perfume from the 80s, 90s. That's solid. That's $45 right there. Right
okay,
there.
the lady that I'm getting the house from was like cleaning out all of her stuff. And she's like, yeah, I threw away all my old perfume.
Are you fucking kidding me?
And she's from New York City. Like, her family has money. Like,
yeah.
And I'm just like, no, you didn't.
You just dumped all the money down the toilet. I sell between like $400 and $600 a month in old perfume.
She told me the perfume goes bad, and I was like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, that's a common misheld belief.
I sold some cheap ass old perfume, and you know what? I think it went bad. Avon perfume. I had some Avon perfume.
That was already bad.
Yeah.
You know. Oh, there's 2 vintage estate sales in Kaiser. Woo! Art Nouveau era estate sale. 100 pictures. Zantana. I've never seen them before. There's Canby. This isn't Canby. Nest Egg. I don't know about Nest Egg.
Do you guys follow murder stuff?
What?
I follow Zodiac Killer.
Murder? Not a huge fan of murder.
Damn it, where's Kayla?
Yeah, Kayla likes murdering stuff.
We were talking about that earlier today.
Oh, are you talking about the California murder guy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they caught him.
Why do you?
They caught like the night crawler, you guys.
The night crawler.
Oh, that's that movie that. What was it?
The Night Stalker, right?
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Well, they caught the Night Stalker guy.
Nightcrawler. By the way, can we just?
Gives me nightmares. For years, I think about that case, and I just because even when I was growing up, it was still talked about. I grew up in California. It was talked about a lot.
An amazing chair.
You don't want to talk about it? Fine.
We talk. They killed thousands of people.
Actually, just don't care what you're saying right now.
I care, Nicole. Listen, if you want to tell me, I care.
Nicole actually knows that I care.
Oh, look at that! Look at that jacket. That Portland blazer.
Right? It says Meisterbrow. Oh, did I just see Caleb?
What?
I just saw Hazel Hart's vintage pop up out of nowhere.
Listen, it's a really big deal that guy got caught, you guys.
He's here. Hey, Kayla.
Yes, I know. We're talking about murder and.
She came in to talk about murder with you. Look how sweet she is. Look how sweet she is.
I'm laying in bed.
Aren't you supposed to be sleeping?
I know, but I just finished packing, so like I'm not ready to sleep yet.
Okay, I know I have like 5 minutes. Let's talk about murder. So it's crazy that this guy got caught.
You know, you want to know? Did you know how he got caught?
Oh.
So a family member uploaded their information to 23andMe, and they were able to trace the DNA that they had on file to the 23andMe profile, and then they narrowed it down for family members.
Holy shit.
Wait,
Yeah.
so 23andMe is a fucked up place, though. Like, so that means that cops are scanning through all the 23andMe DNA.
Dude, I would never send any of my DNA or bodily fluids or matter to those companies ever in my entire life.
Holy shit, I was going to do that, and now I'm not.
Dude, hell no, don't do that. Dude, it gives them the right to like patent parts of your genome and stuff like that. Fuck that.
I want to find my family. So
I'm a superhuman. I do not want people patenting my superhuman DNA. Rob, what do you think about that? What do you think?
You're an uber mensch.
I'm not a mensch at all.
You're an uber mensch.
Okay,
I would call myself an undermensch.
Untermensch? No.
An untermensch.
Bob won't shut up. So
Uber.
Yeah, can you guys stop talking and try to talk about murder?
No. Wait. Can you tell everybody about how you told a 6-year-old girl?
No. We're not talking about that.
Okay.
Unless you're gonna murder her, don't talk about it.
Kayla.
Okay. So listen to this.
Kayla, focus.
Found his DNA match on last Thursday, and they stalked him all weekend, waiting for him to discard something in public that they could take and match the DNA.
Whoa.
So all they had was like an assumption. They're like, we think he's probably the guy. So they trailed him for like 2 or 3 days to make sure that they could get something that had DNA on it. And then they tested it and they got it back within like 24 hours. And then they arrested him on Tuesday. So this all went down within the span of like 5 days.
Damn. And then he just admitted everything, right?
I don't exactly know. They haven't.
It sounds like when they brought him in, he just told them everything.
No, they haven't said what he's admitted to yet. But they have. I mean, they have him. The thing is,
I also were saying I heard somewhere that like he kept a lot of trophies and like.
That's what they think. They came out with boxes and boxes of evidence, so they're thinking that he probably kept a lot of those trophies. But the thing is,
he's like 90 now.
He's like 72. But the statute of limitations on all of the rapes that he committed is way over, so they can't prosecute him on that. They can only prosecute him on like the handful of murders.
Yeah.
Not that it really matters at this point because he's 72. So if they get him on one fucking murder, like, you know, he's done for. So
yeah, he's gonna get a life sentence for every murder.
The thing is, like, everyone can finally. I still like that is like the one. I think I've even told you this before. Like that's like the one case that fucked me up. Like
I was like, oh, you need to read the book, and you're like, I can't read it. It's too much. Now
I don't understand how there's a statute of limitations on a crime like that.
The statute has actually changed years. This is from like the early mid-70s that the statute was different. Now, and the statute of limitations is very indefinite if they choose so, which they usually do. But in the 70s, they did not.
But that's like saying, okay, I think if they change the law and murder is legal tomorrow, then I can't be prosecuted for stuff that I murdered before. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
well,
you're right.
No, so let's say the penalty of law was this, and then the penalty of law changed, and you committed that, you know, infraction when the penalty of law was this in this different state. Like you should be penalized at the previous state, but the statute of limitations on something like rape or something like that is I can't even believe there is a statute of limitations.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, there's a reason for it.
Well,
okay,
yes,
wait,
I know,
on.
but
I need to talk about this a little bit more. So, that is crazy. I need to know how Kayla, how do you feel about the 23andMe thing? Like, I mean,
don't send your DNA to them.
I don't give. I've done it, and I don't care.
Ugh.
Yeah, I just don't give a shit. Like,
I think they should clone Michael.
Did you know? Like, did
think
anyone know that the cops go through that shit?
they're actually.
Did they disclose that?
They do disclose it to you. They have to, but you probably just sign something. Yeah, you sign something that says it, something.
About this in the book that just came out about it. What they're able to do, they're not to scan for it. They're able to look for certain markers.
Yeah.
So they narrow it down to like exactly, because they're not allowed to sift through details precisely. So what they can do is they can match up certain markers, but it doesn't give you 100%, right? So what they did was they were able to narrow it down to, let's say, I'm making up a number, 5,000, right? And so then they can say, well, what 5,000 people have lived in California? Okay, now that's down to 2,000. Which one of them are men? Okay, that narrows down to X. And then they kept narrowing down until they came to a pool of people that they could sift through and find someone who hit way more of the detail. That's what they can do. It's
exactly.
Not
they were no. I mean, they're still analyzing your DNA
to an extent, but they're doing it.
There's no to an extent. That's what they're doing. The extent at which it's done is inconsequential. It's the actual act of doing that. So to say, okay, we have your DNA now, we have the right to scan it and
that guy though is like the worst.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Oh my god!
I'm not. Yeah, I mean, you want to be able to catch heinous criminals, but at the same time, like,
what else are they?
Privacy is really important, I think.
Basically, the only amount of information that they were able to obtain from either it was an Ancestry or 23andMe, I don't know which one it was. They didn't say. Is, it would be like saying the killer's in this room. There's 5,000 people in the room. That's what they were basically told. That was the gist of it. So they're not told like the DNA is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look, it's this exact person.
Yeah, no.
Well, it does. Well, DNA doesn't work that way, first of all. But the thing is, it's like, okay, so any DNA that comes in, we have these. We're gonna catalog this DNA, and these markers. If it hits on these markers, we're gonna move it off to the side, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna consider it, right? Now. Yeah. Them storing your DNA sequences is different than them running some kind of like basically warrant, which would be like if it was related to the law, they would,
Yeah, you have no probable cause.
Exactly. But the question is, well, the evidence was freely given, right? And is there a law? Are you protected in a certain way or not? So, I mean, I'm not saying it's bad to catch a killer. I'm saying if that's the way it was done, that's a pretty serious breach of.
Right. I'm just saying that they're using our DNA for shit we probably don't want them to be using.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, maybe the person who they took the DNA from was like, yes, like you check a box. Do you want us to check your DNA to see if you're related to murderers? Maybe there's a box. I don't know.
Corey, that's like saying, okay, we think you killed somebody, so I'm gonna go ask your brother for his DNA instead of you because you won't give me yours. Like,
yeah, and then I'm gonna hit on these markers to see. But I mean,
right.
But that's not illegal, is it?
No, but then they get a warrant, right? That's warrantless and it's not illegal in any way. But if I take your hair from you, analyze it, I steal it from you, and I analyze it without permission, and then I use it in a case against you, that is a warrantless search.
Yes, absolutely. So the last chapter of the book that's about this covers this thing. They say, why don't you just go to Ancestry.com? And they said, you can do that, but it is not, they cannot and will not just hand over their records.
Yeah.
So that's not allowed by their terms. So that's why, however they were able to work it, they weren't able to give any exact details. They were able to narrow it down.
Yeah, I know, but I'm not talking about the narrowing it down part. I'm talking about them analyzing your DNA part.
Yeah.
I think we're like on two different bridges here.
Well,
Dude, I'm just so stoked that they caught him.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
I didn't
just
think it
hope
would happen. I thought like this is a case that has always haunted me as something just so insane.
So insane. Like beyond insane.
For information to come out. I hope they have a really good side watch.
I'm so sad that like the woman who wrote the book died.
Oh.
Yes. It's Patton Oswalt's wife. She was a true crime author, and she wrote this, like her life's work was writing this book and trying to find the person. And she died a year and a half ago.
Wait,
she didn't get to finish the book. A bunch of detectives and stuff that were working with her helped piece together her thousands of lives on this book to finish it. And then it just came out 2 weeks ago. And then they caught him. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is some crazy shit. That's some crazy shit. Man, all of these estate sales look pretty bad.
I really hope that more info comes out, like you said.
Oh,
dude,
it will.
It will. Oh, yeah.
You like fur? Ooh.
You like fur?
What just happened?
Krillin opened his mouth.
I love Krillin.
Thank you.
All right, you guys.
Thank you.
I'm out of here. I just got home.
Thank you. Hey, guys.
Don't get murdered.
Later, dudes.
Bye, guys.
Oh, look
Take
at all
care,
that.
brush your hair.
Look at all that what?
Was that vintage women's clothing?
Vintage rugby shit.
Oh, I thought I saw a dress.
You did.
Yeah, it was
Hold on. There's definitely some vintage in here.
Oh
my god, that one's hard. That one's hard on the eyes.
That's not good vintage.
That's not good vintage.
No, like early 90s.
Oh yeah. Well, I'll show you what I want in this sale. Oh, not this one. This sale sucks. I'm not going to this one. I was talking about the previous one that I was looking at. Ugh.
Donna
Patton.
Kloster. Forget about it.
Donna Kloster.
Forget about it.
Night.
Eh?
Bye.
Bye.
Where you going?
I'm going to bed. I have a flight at 6 a.m.
Where you going?
Where are you going?
Where?
Colorado.
You just
Colorado?
stay on your plane until you leave.
Yeah, Denver.
Oh yeah, you talked about that last week.
Yeah, you're going to go do some cool finding stuff in Denver or something?
Going shopping.
Going shopping in
Going
Denver.
shopping.
Yeah.
All right. Good night, fools.
Peace. Good night.
Peace out.
Let's see. Medium rare antiques.
Ooh, that's a cool name though.
Medium
I like
rare. That's a stupid name.
You don't, dude. That's a dope name. Medium rare.
Medium.
You're not gonna. Are you ever gonna forget that company? No. Oh, Lake Oswego. That's a good town, right? Lake Oswego.
Yeah. Welcome. Come visit Grandma's house. We have opened Grandma's home, and this is what we found. Hundreds of pieces of clothing. Is this one tomorrow? Saturday. Whoa.
There you go. It's Grandma's closet.
Yeah. Grandma's closet doesn't look that intriguing to me. Intriguing to me. I don't see.
Oh, she got they got some dummies.
Yeah, so do I. Some mannequins, you goofball.
Some dummies, mannequins.
Some dummies. You been selling some stuff, Rob? What's been going on, buddy?
Yeah. You know what's so funny? Ironic, funny, not like, funny, haha, funny. Whenever you have like a good day, and I'm, everybody who's watching this, you have a good day, and then my car takes a shit. It's always like that. Like I just had to put 500 into my car, and it's like, you know what?
Dude,
just when you think Yeah.
It's part of life, man. It's the ebb
I
and
know.
flow. So listen to this, dude. Somebody broke into my car. It cost me $185 to get the window repaired.
Ugh.
Which was kind of it was on the higher end. Like I could have gotten it for like 140, but I didn't have the time to deal with it. Somebody broke in and stole my car charger.
Ugh.
That's all they took, dude. And it was just like, man, if I find you, I'm gonna strangle the shit out of you. Like $185 worth. I don't even care about money. It was just like the inconvenience of like,
I know. It's the inconvenience.
yeah. Well, like every day, I mean, I do this show late at night because during the day I work, and I'm growing a business that requires a lot of input. And when something like that happens and it's needless like that,
Kills the day.
What? No, dude,
Kills the day.
no, it didn't kill my day at all. Somebody said to me, "Are you like?" It might have been Nicole. She's like, "Are you pissed off about it?" And I was like, "You know what? Tomorrow my window it will be fixed, but they'll still continue to be an asshole." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can make the change. Like, they obviously can't. I mean, anybody who breaks into somebody's vehicle without even regard that it would cost them like a significant amount of money just to fix it. I mean, it's just I mean, that type of person is just like, you can't even reason with that.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So like getting angry about it is like so pointless.
Futile. Resistance is futile. Ooh, look at that picture.
It's really cool, right?
Yeah.
Here, I'll do this. This sail looks really cool. It's which one is this one? This is
Lake Oswego.
yeah. No, this one's Southwest. Pinkies. You gotta sign up early. I did not sign up, and oh shit, Rolls Royce. Look at that Rolls Royce belt buckle. Oh my god.
Yeah, it probably came from that guy's compound.
Oh shit. Oh, it could be Rashnishi. And what did there is definitely some crimson in here. Look at all this crimson. Oh, look at those guns. Ooh. It's a Luger, a gold-plated Luger. Look at that.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
You know a lot about furniture, like.
I don't do furniture that much. I just don't have. It's the patience in dealing with it. Oh, look at all these boots. I missed seeing this sale. Are you kidding me? Holy shit.
Maybe some Lucchese?
Definitely. Look. You see this? This is a pair of Lucchese here with the ostrich. Oh, this is an expensive pair of boots, dude. You see the black Lucchese tag right there?
Yeah. Well, let me see. I can tell here.
It's on the it's either on the strap or right under the strap like that. Those look like Lucchese's to me.
See, I have ostrich and then I have black, but I mean these are regular Lucchese. They're not the ostrich ones are not Lucchese.
Yeah, those are cool. The flap at the top is usually square.
Yeah, rectangle.
The flap on this one isn't square, but God, these look like them. It's a high quality boot. All these. We got a crocodile on this side.
Yeah.
Fuck. I'm gonna miss this. I'm not gonna get it. Yeah, I know, dude. This is crazy. They're gonna be asking a lot of money for those, this company. But you know what?
Pictures look too good.
Well, this company can be really weird. They can be nothing or everything. Like, they had a sale one time that was so overpriced, nobody even bought anything on half price day. They had to give everything away on Monday.
What?
No lie.
That does happen a lot of times.
Now, do you think that's the company, or do you think that's the estate, the people whose estate they're managing?
They're managing the estate. That's the key thing. So it's always their fault.
Okay.
If they can't manage the expectations of their clients, then they shouldn't be in business.
Gotcha.
Seriously. I mean,
well, there is look, because I have friends that they have their own companies, and a lot of times the homeowners are they say I gotta get so much, I gotta get so much, I gotta get so much, and a lot of times it's the companies
Get out. I would say get out. No.
that are just trying to hold out.
That couch is sick. Look at it. It's got the curved side. I love this couch. Whew. It's gonna be some money. Damn. I'm a little bit redheaded about that one.
I take offense to that.
Brian, what's been going on, buddy? What have you been doing? What's been good with you? Are you growing your business?
I'm attempting to. That's why I'm still
hard,
here.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it's hard because I have decided to participate in life too, which is stupid. So
participate in life. Well, you just have to. You need good time management, and you need like you can't be like, oh, I'm gonna do this, and I don't have a contingency for it. So like you're like, oh, well, I need to get shipping done by 4. Somebody needs this done over here. I'm not 100% certain I'll be back here at this. You have to have certainty in every aspect of how your business operates. And I see that as a big hurdle for people to go to the next level. Having that like eye on accountability, I really believe the business that I run is just at such a high level of accountability itself. I don't run every aspect of it, but it's just full. We just have basically full accountability for everything that occurs.
Yeah, I think my biggest problem is coming from restaurants for the last 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So easy to check out. Like a restaurant shift is 4 hours, 6 hours, So it's so easy to check out after 4 hours and be like, all right, I'm done for the day. I need to do nothing.
What?
Like, because I had 15 years of habit where it's like, all right, I sit around all day and I do nothing. And then I go to work and work for 4 hours, and that's my money I need to live on. So now I sit around and do stuff for like 4 hours, and I'm like, seems like I've been working about the right amount of time. I'm done. I need to go do something else.
Yeah.
Getting over that.
That's why it's best to do the combination.
Yeah.
When you have the restaurant business and when you do an eBay as an enhancement on the top.
Right. Yeah, I did that for about 8 months before I quit the restaurant and just.
Yeah, me too. I owned a restaurant. I mean, it sucked. After a while, you hate everybody. You hate the customers. You hate the boss. Boss is an asshole.
That's only if you have a negative. Like your negative feed is just gonna feed negative, and you're gonna receive negative, and it's just gonna grow into a more negative state. And that isn't the restaurant's fault. That's your nature and your lack of understanding of your true nature, I think. So
no, I'm talking about the restaurant itself. It's if you have a negative environment where you
leave.
That's why he left, and that's why I left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just saying, like feeding the negative side like that, it just becomes a monster.
Yeah,
I don't like it at all. It never ends up good. Like I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I'm like, listen, sometimes if you want to win, you have to say you're wrong when you're not.
Yeah.
Corey, I got to show you some sweaters I got here, Corey.
Okay.
Hold on. I know you're gonna like the patterns.
I'm hiring a second person, but I think I need to expand my business to do that. And we were talking, I don't know if you were listening before, or if you were, no, I don't know if you were here before. I was talking about my current tenant situation and like trying to figure out moving forward. I rented part of my office out to somebody, and though it did help for a little while, like I'm actually regretting it because I need the space.
Yeah.
And I did that part in a half-ass way, and I'm not paying for it right now. I can fix the situation, but I would fix the situation at the expense of someone else, right? So I don't want to do that because that's not what I do. It would be easy and it would be convenient, but it wouldn't be the right thing. So, yeah. It may just happen naturally anyway. We'll see. She has until the end of the year. I'm not going to renew. What is that?
See that, Corey?
I can't really see it. Just tell me what it is, please.
Oh, it's like I guess you call it like a Fair Isle print.
I don't. Are you showing it to me for the print or for the manufacturer?
No, the print. I didn't really like this kind of.
I don't like that one though.
Okay.
He just moved on. He's like, okay, let me go find more.
This one you'll like.
Don't.
I need to find something else that he might like.
I don't like that either. I like very okay. Hold that up. Hold that back up. Like and back up just a little bit. I want like a larger pattern, and I think that's what is more desire is a much larger pattern with like a very very like iconic coloration. That's what I think. But it's not that I dislike those. I don't like them though. Like I wouldn't wear that.
Okay. I just thought you liked it, but I guess not.
No, I don't like that. If you had that same thing in the I'm being honest. I'm telling you.
No, I want
truth.
you to be honest. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
But this one here, this is the it's a nice blend too. I don't know if you can see. This is these are all Ralph Lauren.
Polo Sri Lanka.
It says.
I think that because they're Ralph Lauren, that's a big advantage you have in those pieces because it's just so hot right now.
Yes.
But
alpaca, Angora,
yeah,
cashmere, and lamb's wool.
It has all of them.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait, go back out. Let's see it again. Because that's really high end. I just don't like the coloration on it. Honestly, I don't.
And it's got these little bottom pockets.
Yeah, I don't like it that much. Still, I think it'll sell. I think you'll get a good price for it. I think it's a good buy. I just don't like it that much. What? I'm serious. I'm serious. What else you got?
Then I got like 10 of them, but
oh gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah, it was just one of those sales where they were just laying there, and it was funny because I asked the lady who runs the company. I said, "Oh, do you have any sweaters, like any bulky kind of sweaters?" And she's like, I didn't set the house up. I had one of my employees set the house up, and literally, there was like towels on top of. And it's funny because this is like the most professional company out of all the estate sale companies, and it's like such a bonehead move that all these Ralph Lauren, there was like towels on top of all these Ralph Lauren sweaters. And they were literally standing right there, and I'm like, woo, okay. I just moved the towels over to the side, and there was like a dozen of them.
Huh. That's cool.
You call it a bonehead move. I say it was a move in your favor.
Yeah. And that's what she's been doing. She's been delegating to some of her employees some of the other work. And I can tell already, like, the setups are not done like how she does them.
Yeah, that's how it works, though. I mean...
Yeah, look at Corey's shoe pictures.
God, I'm gonna fucking kill somebody. I might kill Brian. Brian, I have your address.
True.
I have your DNA.
That would be an expensive trip to get out here, though, just to do that.
You realize that I have no problem with that sort of thing, right?
Fair enough.
I have 100,000 miles.
Oh, yeah, I want that link. I was going to sign up for that card. I don't know where to go for that link.
Dude, please sign up for it. It helps me out so much every time because it gets me closer to my MQMs. I get 10,000. You get 70,000. It's $195 a year, right? And if you're like, fuck it, I don't want to like use this card to travel like in a badass fashion where I can upgrade to like first class for free. That's the cool thing about the card. If you keep the $195 a year as like the membership fee,
Right.
but I'm about to hit 4 days before the flight. I can request an upgrade to first class free, and if there are any, they'll have to give it to me 4 days in advance.
Huh.
So, and then the next one is 2 weeks in advance. So it's just like, yeah, you get free upgrades to first class when available 2 weeks in advance. So let's say you book your ticket out a month in advance.
Yeah.
You request it 2 weeks before. If they have it, they have to give it to you.
I honestly don't fly that much, but the times I do, it would be.
I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I fly to Argentina once a year,
Right.
generally. And then, I mean, we usually go on a little vacation for my wife's birthday, so we're flying down to Mexico on Tuesday.
I mean, there's enough places I could go if I flew for free. It would be such a cheap.
Do you want to see the badass place in Mexico I'm going?
Kinda.
Todos los Santos.
It sounded like you just said Sandals Resort, very fancy.
No. Todos los Santos.
All the Saints.
All the Saints.
Yeah, it's called Todos los Santos.
Now I gotcha.
Town. Let me show you. Let me show you. Let me show you. Los Santos, Mexico. It's pretty incredible. The sea is pretty special in this area. Yeah, you can look it up on your own. Here, this is.
Where do I find that link?
Which link?
Here in the card.
Oh, here, I'll send you one. Not screen sharing, right? Let me pull it off of the. I'm gonna throw it in the main chat, so if anybody wants to use it, they can. It'll be the same link. Hold on. Let me just.
Who's in the main chat?
I don't know. Somebody.
I haven't seen the main chat since we started.
People?
You gotta pop out the chat, put it in the corner. Everybody who's in the chat, I love you. Thank you for watching. If you're not an asshole, if you're an asshole, leave. Okay. Useful links. Refer now. Here we go. Let me get it. Or copy. This is pretty awesome. If you click on this link and you apply for this American Express, weird. Edit and try again. Error. Doesn't work. If you sign up for the card, let me know. Group chat. Do you know how to see the group chat? See if that works. There it is. It works there.
I don't see the link in the chat though.
What would you call this, Corey?
Wait. You can see the link in the chat?
No, I can't.
I know. So I sent you. You should see a little link in the group chat on the Hangout.
Okay, let me find that.
Okay. Rob, what's up?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to get the thought out. I'm running on very little sleep at the moment.
Get this sweater. It's got 3 buttons on the shoulder.
Is it another Ralph Lauren?
Yeah.
Like little designer pieces, man.
But I'm like, I don't know what to call this. Shoulder buttons.
The shoulder, call them shoulder buttons, but just take off the ER and add an A.
Shoulder.
Shoulder.
Butter, water.
Butter, water, pizza.
Cup of coffee.
Okay, if there's an A at the end of the word, it ends in an R now. So butter is now butter, but pizza then becomes pizza.
No.
Yeah,
Pizza.
that's an East Coast thing. Definitely. I'm right?
East Coast.
I think that's a yes.
Did you see the link
Yeah.
Brian?
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
Okay, cool. It's a killer deal. So the rules here's the main rule. And what you want to do, and I can teach you how to do this, you want to put that as the payment method for all of your shipping
Yeah,
on eBay.
I saw your store earlier. Yeah, I mean, it all makes sense. I know how to do all that stuff already.
And then you have to delete your current feed, set up a new PayPal, and then use that PayPal as your feeder for your funds. So when you pay your eBay fees, you can pay that with that credit card too. Which gives you, because they bill you every 30 days, and then you get another 30 days, right?
Right.
I mean, you want to be able to manage that well. You do not want to carry a balance on this card. You don't want to carry a balance on any card, but this card specifically, you don't want to carry a balance on because it has a very high interest rate. Okay? Like, don't carry a balance on this card if you don't have to. So, it has a very good user interface, so you can see what your current statement balance is, so you can pay that. It'll tell you when it's due. I really like American Express, how they do their billing and how their system works and how it integrates with the miles, because it gives you get to assign your own miles number. So if you already have miles, you can transfer them into that account, and then it uses previous miles. If you had gained them during the year, it adds them to your like bonus levels. So that's pretty cool. Like they don't. I know they're credit cards, but if you really know how to use credit cards properly, you can destroy. You need cash flow. You need cash flow to use credit cards, right?
Right.
If you don't have cash flow, you acquire debt. You don't want to acquire debt. You want to acquire merchandise or infrastructure. So that's what I do. Like I spend all of the money that I make in this business back into inventory or infrastructure. I don't I have a very like expensive lunch habit, but beyond that, that's it. I have like a really, really nice
Oh, you
lunch.
don't think I don't? Look.
Yeah, I have a nice, expensive, healthy lunch. It's like part of my daily ritual. But I don't spend money on anything else.
I have a little meatball parmigiana.
Nah, I stay off them carbohydrates. Though today
I know.
I ate some cookies today because
What?
I needed some cookies.
Do you guys like do you remember the band New Order?
I,
No.
I have
No.
no idea what that is.
No. You like music in the 80s and 90s? New Order?
I was barely born in the 80s.
How old are you, Brian?
Brian's barely born right now.
34.
Oh, you're not that young.
No, but I was born in 84, so I didn't know music from the 80s.
Okay. All right.
Okay, were we discussing something important?
No, he was
Oh,
talking about some band.
No, wait, like before that.
The card.
No, before that.
Oh, no. I don't
Oh,
know.
I think yeah, we were talking about credit, which is really important. The ability to leverage credit is really, 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 really important. So, yeah, learn how it works and how to use it. Don't abuse it, and you can roll pretty much all your cash flow. I can basically, if I don't pay myself like a regular salary or whatever, I can roll everything back over. And right now, with a $10,000, I'm just using one $10,000 limit card. I'm doing 5,000 a week in sales and growing my inventory by $5,000 for Q4, basically. We're gonna sell some of that stuff along the way, but for me, it Q4 becomes a clearinghouse. I'm basically building so that like when the sales rush comes, I have anything anybody wants and the ability to sell it at that point. Then I just grow and do the same thing over again. That's kind of like my method. I'm very lean. I'm super lean. I mean we're going to Mexico, but I bought the tickets with miles, right? And lodging there is really inexpensive and food is even cheaper. So, and somebody's running my business not running I run my business, but I have somebody who has all the skills they need to do the things for the week where I'm not there.
Right. They're keeping your business going.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the only part of it.
And they know how to manage the other guys. Like when listings are being made, they know how to manage that listing process. You know, they got it down. They can run the production side. So I'm really into, and I talk about you if you watch my stories, I'm constantly talking about optimizing and modularizing, which people don't really think about. Like think about this business as like, oh, I'm the guy who does everything. And what you quickly realize is that you can't do everything and grow a business. It's just not how business works. You need other parties to contribute labor, time, product. It's not just you anyway. But so I figured on my own, I got up to about 8,000 a month on eBay. That's totally by myself in my basement. 8, cusping 9. I mean, that's kind of like what was my potential in a room in my house, which is cool. Like I could make $45,000 a year doing that easily.
Right.
When you add on Amazon, I can get another, because I have to process all the inventory, bring the boxes, all that stuff. I mean, Amazon's still a lot of work if you're doing it all yourself like that, and it is post-consumer like I'm doing. So add another 15, you could make 60,000 a year in profit. But you're gonna have to reinvest that if you want to grow your business, right? So I was like, we need to make a step up. We need to double this. If I add another person, we need to double it. And for every person that comes on, they need to be able to provide that $9,000 in sales every month. If they can do that, that's a division. That's a thing that we can do so that they can get paid a good wage and the company can benefit from their presence, right? So things get interesting. So yeah, I'm talking about modularization, and like John runs the module he doesn't bring product in. He only handles when product comes in. So he's moving into the role of production manager. And for us, production is the act of taking the acquired product and getting it to the customer. The production manager oversees all of it. It's their division. It's everything. And as that grows, things get broken off. Listing, shipping, whatever happens to be in the process. As the process grows, it becomes its own block of the pyramid, which is the business that I sit on the top of like
this. Right. Wait, you just sat under the pyramid.
Exactly. Yeah, you as a business owner, you hold up the pyramid. Exactly, man. If you think it's the other way, you will fail. There's I mean, even the most, you see like even the most autonomous businesses that are like these crazy machines of individuals, they still all have a CEO, right?
Right.
Isn't that interesting? Like that is still that structure. It seems like a person isn't, I don't know. Why is it like that? Why are corporate structures totally like that? And then that person gets like $14 million bonuses.
That's the same taxi thing we were just talking about. They're too scared to reinvent their model.
Well, no, but I mean the corporate structure model works currently, right?
But like you said, it doesn't really do anything for
doesn't add value.
Not for a autonomous system.
Well, I think that corporations, when you get above a certain number of people, they work together in a certain way if they're required to without any sort of leadership whatsoever.
Right.
That's kind of how I feel like Amazon is. For me, Amazon doesn't have clear leadership because Jeff Bezos is not a good leader. He's good at making
Innovative.
decisions. I wouldn't even say innovative because the things he's doing are, for me, not innovative. They're
Well,
just
didn't he innovate the whole business model more or less?
well, like what? Like the customer-centric view?
Yeah, I mean,
McDonald's invented the customer-centric view, but he just took it to another level. What he did is he added diversification like early, with Amazon Web Services and that kind of thing. And eBay's a huge fucking company, dudes. It really is. I mean, what was their market cap in 2017?
Was it like
Let's see if we can
60
look.
billion?
I don't know if it was that high. Market cap eBay 2017.
eBay market cap.
Historical.
39 billion.
Right today, it's 38.44 billion. Okay. Okay, and then let's see what's Amazon's market cap.
Oh, it just took a big hit today. Actually,
Who?
went down 5%. So as of yesterday, it was 39. It was 5 billion more, or 4 billion, whatever, 3 billion more.
Amazon market cap. Y charts. 784 billion. I mean, that is insane. 784 billion? How is that possible for a company that sells crap on the internet? I'm serious. Do you think Amazon's overvalued?
Yes.
It has to be because it doesn't have. How can a company be valued so highly if it doesn't even have earnings?
Right. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like they're valued based on their potential, basically.
Well, their position in the market, it seems like position in the market seems to be determining value more than like current cash. The ability to.
Yeah, because they're not really turning much of that into much of it.
Imagine if Amazon pivoted from growth and they were like, all right, fuck growth. We're just going to keep money. And they focused everything on keeping every dollar they could.
Right.
What would happen then? I think that these companies have these huge values because people think that they have this market sturdiness, maybe like this this unbeatable nature. So it's like I'm gonna put my money behind something that can't be beaten.
Yeah, too big to fail. So
yeah, it's not. I think too big to fail is the wrong word there. I don't know how to put that, but I'm gonna get something to drink.
I can't believe the shares are at like $1,500, man.
How is that possible?
Where'd you find all those sweaters at? You found those at an estate sale, you said?
Talking to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a very mixed up weekend for me. On Friday, I went to Savers. I found a lot of good stuff at this thrift store. Then Saturday, I hit that estate sale where I spent a lot of money. I spent like almost $400.
Wait, last weekend?
Just this past weekend.
Yeah, okay.
How much money? How much money do you think I spent this year, Rob, on inventory?
If you said you were doing about 20,000,
14 grand.
No, more than that.
It's only the 14th week of the year.
Sometimes I spend $3,000 in a day, son.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So
you don't have days where you spend zero, though.
Very rarely do I have a day where I spend $0.
You ever hook up with storage locker guys or no?
I don't. Okay. I'm about every connection, but I want good stuff. I don't want to be, dude. I've had too many things where people are like this, that, blah, 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 and you go look at it as fucking garbage, and they like overvalue garbage. I'm not. I don't want to waste my time doing that shit. So
No, I'm not talking about you buying the lockers. I'm talking about
storage. I know the storage locker guys that I've talked to. They're around here.
no good.
I just don't want to mess with them.
They price their stuff like the guys on TV do.
Really?
They were ridiculous and full of garbage, and they're pretty lazy about getting the things organized right, and they want you to pay top dollar. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, dude. Like, I don't even want to. I don't want your dumb garbage that you got out of somebody's trash. I don't even want it. I want the woman who lives down the street from me with the Gucci bags to come in and be like, "Yeah, I want to get some new Gucci bags. So here's my old Gucci bags." That's what I want. I want that Gucci.
I want
I want to
Gucci.
get that Gucci.
Gucci.
You know, they say just ask for it. I'm putting an A-frame out on the street, and it's gonna say, you know, Mighty Mushroom Fulfillment or whatever it is, Mighty Mushroom Estates. We buy Gucci, Fendi. Like I'm just
Chanel.
exactly. We buy Gucci, Fendi, Chanel, all that stuff. I'm gonna put that on just on a sandwich board
Moro Piana.
with an arrow into our building. What?
It's not a bad idea.
No. It's gonna be a hot summer. Also, like we want to buy new shoes. Like I know there's in the neighborhood I live in. I know there's tons of people who are just having boxes and because Nike's really close, and tons of thousands of people work for Nike. So I know and people go to the Nike sales and buy way too many shoes that they never wear. Adidas, we have the Adidas place here too. So I'm just like, hey, come and bring me your new shoes. I'll give you money today for them, and they won't be in your way.
So are you now kind of thinking about the consignment business model or no?
No consignment, only buying. I wasn't gonna open up this place to buying, but what I'm gonna do is, I don't know. I need to kick out. I need to get rid of my tenant, and I feel really. Yeah, I feel really bad about it. I don't know what to do. I I want to do the right thing, but I don't have the space for her anymore. Ugh. What I need to do is take the space that she's in and like convert it into the real office, and then take the space that my office is in now and rack it up and make it into one space. Yeah. But yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
I know, but no, I mean, there's limits.
What was that, little vino?
Oh yeah, little
What you got there?
I have a little Syrah.
Ooh, a little Shiraz.
No, Syrah.
Those are two different brands.
Syrah. This one is it's like a buttered toast is very strong. Buttered toast, dried fruits, leathery.
Are you just saying all the words you know now?
No, I really love wine. I'm a wine connoisseur.
What kind of wines you like? Mostly
I like old Cabernet Sauvignons,
like old world or old age?
Old age. I like a 10-year-old Cabernet. I just like how they mellow over time and they become like sweet, and but they don't have any sugar in them. They just have very complex flavor. Even something that's wasn't a great bottle sometimes 10 years before becomes quite an interesting bouquet. Not all wines age like very well. Like Malbecs, new Malbecs are really good, but to find an exceptional Malbec is hard, and they're very expensive. But the low quality is far exceeding what would be like a low quality one here. They only make Malbecs in like Argentina and a little bit of Peru. Peru, not Peru, Chile.
Chile. Like,
but you're
the
gonna
one.
find 95% of your Malbecs coming out of
Argentina, yeah, sure.
yeah. Then I like the I like South African wines of many varieties. I find that I don't there's something about either their grapes or their winemaking that is just exceptional. Maybe I just like the style of their winemaking. But also, if you like random stuff from New Zealand, I really
Yeah.
like a lot of the time.
You like it? It's all the same longitudinal lines. That New Zealand, Southern South America, and
You're
South
right.
Africa.
Yeah,
That's
you are right.
That's how it goes on longitude.
Yeah,
All the different wines like that. All the
those are kind of like the regions that I prefer. So, like Italian wines, I don't like that much. They need to be like
Sangiovese,
Barolos that are like
Barolo.
old as shit. Like I want a 25-year-old Barolo, and that costs like $700.
Brunello di Maltacino.
I don't like Chiantis. I'll
Sangiovese.
No, I don't like Sangioveses at all. I don't. I mean, I haven't had one that I was like,
Sangiovese
wow,
from the
that's
Tuscan region.
ugh. Italian wines for me are piss poor in general, and Spanish
Yeah.
wines. Whew, they're
I'll
just.
give you a little anecdote about French wine.
I don't like European wine, I guess, because the French wines don't do it for me either. There are certain Bordeaux's that I like, but I would much rather have a fine New World Cabernet Sauvignon, like a California Cabernet.
That's what I'll give you. I'll give you a little anecdote you're gonna love to hear when you tell your wine stories. The wines Cabernet Sauvignon that's even it's in California is originally from France. That's where it has the name Cabernet Sauvignon.
Mm-hmm.
But the vines that are in France now, I don't know what year it was, but they had a huge drought, wiped out all their wine one year. I don't know.
This happened with Pinot Noir. I think you're confusing that. Yeah, there were only Pinot Noir over here.
Well,
they
had to transplant like the Cabernet vines from California.
That was Pinot Noir, I believe. Unless it happened multiple times, but it's definitely did happen with Pinot Noir where they had to get rootstock back from Oregon to get it back over to France because they lost every plant in the entire country. Yeah. French Pinot Noirs are very special. Very special. And I even had a Pinot Noir from, I think, New Zealand, and I could never find it again, and it was just exceptional. Absolutely exceptional.
Not too light for you?
I just it's like the fruits and the vanillas and those real bright like flavors. That's why I like Pinot Noirs. But you know, wines that have that profile and are more like rich to me, I just that just doesn't fit the flavor like profile that I like. And I don't like astringent. I don't like like even slight chemically odors or natures. Like I pick those up pretty good and
yeah, when I left the restaurant, this was a popular Pinot Noir. This one here was the Mark West. That was very hip. I don't know if it's hip anymore.
It's still considered a good wine in most.
The Mark West was
I think you
pretty,
just pissed Mario.
And the Cabernet, what were they drinking was the hell Cabernet was everybody drinking?
He just pissed you off. You have to leave.
No, I'm sure.
Syrah, yeah, Columbia. That's the Oregon.
No, this is from Washington.
Oh, it's Washington.
Columbia.
Okay.
Yeah, the Columbia Valley extends up into Washington. So your warmer weather grapes like your Merlots and your Cabernets and your Syrahs, you're gonna get those up in the northern part of the It's ironic. It's drier up there on the Washington side, and Pinot Noir. So here they grow Riesling in Oregon, Pinot Noir, very little bit of anything else in Oregon, in the Willamette Valley, just because it's just so, even though it's dry, it's temporarily dry, like it's very dry in the summer.
Yeah.
It's very wet in the winter, and without the proper rootstock, they just rot. The rootstocks rot, so you can't produce Zinfandels. So that's what like Zinfandels, um, uh, Sauvignon Blanc, Riesling, all the Chardonnays, obviously.
Yeah. Everywhere Chardonnay.
Yeah, you can. I guess that's a very tolerant grape. It just grows everywhere.
Yeah. I'm trying to look up because we're on the same longitudinal line.
I don't have a problem with white wines at all. Like I actually like some white wines, but a lot of the it it's a lot of it's just bad.
Yeah.
They don't.
For me, it's just fucking bad. What?
They don't. I don't feel like white wines try as hard.
Here in Oregon, they do. We have some
Well, I mean more like
Pinot Grigios that'll bust your hump. They're pretty
I don't mean
good.
that as much as for Cabernet you could have 15 different profiles, but for a Pinot Gris or a Riesling or whatever, you're gonna get a very similar profile unless there's 2 or 3 regions versus 10 or 15 regions that they're grown in.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Imagine how many Chardonnays are produced in the United States. I mean, you can produce Chardonnay in Louisiana or Seattle.
Right. It's like the red wines have more of a history and a culture to them, whereas the white wines, they're just producing them to produce wine.
Yeah, maybe. I mean,
that's what it feels like when people talk about them.
You can grow champagne grapes in a lot of places.
Oh yeah.
Okay, they preserve the name because they want the brand recognition for some reason, but it's the same grape, but it is a tolerant grape. It doesn't grow just in the Champagne region of France. You can seriously, my friend he has a farm in Louisiana. I believe that he grows champagne grapes. They're these little tiny, they're the size of peas, and they're golden and they're sweet. And you can make champagne out of it. Well, you can make sparkling wine out of it.
Sparkling wine.
Or cognac. Wait. What's cognac?
Cognac is brandy, like a liquor.
Brandy.
But it's made from champagne.
Is it? Oh.
Yeah. Well, so you have brandy, which is made is fortified wine, right? And then you have cognac, and cognac is made from fortified champagne.
I didn't know that.
You take the champagne, you cook it down. Yeah, I believe that's the case.
Oh, let me look that up here.
Mm-hmm.
He said,
cognac made from what kind of grape?
All right. Well, you're looking that up. I'm going to go to sleep.
Okay. Good night.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys soon.
Trebbiano. The Trebbiano. Oh, that's weird. Nearly all cognac is made of the grape variety Ugni Blanc. Trebbiano.
What is that? Ugni Blanc. Interesting.
Didn't know
that. Yeah.
Is Hennessy made out of grapes? Maurice Hennessy, a trained agronomist. How do you say that? Agronomist?
Agronomist, sure. I don't know what you're reading. I can't see it.
Only white wine produce. I don't know.
Some kind of brandy is made out of. What is champagne cognac?
Champagne. Yeah, you're right. You see that on Remy Martin.
Yeah, the big high-end stuff, right?
Yeah, Remy Martin, champagne cognac.
Champagne brandy. Champagne cognac. Wow, how much is that shit?
Yeah,
Hine.
fine. Yeah.
Have you heard of
BS.
Hine? Hine? Whoa, that's expensive. Wow.
Yeah.
I always think Courvoisier.
Yeah, well, each
Most
one has a higher level. You know, like Remy Martin has the Louis the 13th.
Yeah, isn't
That's
that
the
one
high.
like $12,000 a bottle or something?
Yeah, there's actually one. Actually, that's a good bolo of state sale.
Oh,
If you find the Remy Martin Louis the 13th, it's made out of baccarat crystal.
yeah. Yeah. It's like $1,500 a bottle, right?
So
There's some that are way more than that, by the way. Like that's like the generic high end one, but like you got
I'm
rappers
talking
who
a
are drinking
bottle,
like
empty bottle. I'm talking about.
cognac made of crystal, which
No,
is
just talk about the empty bottle itself. Sells for like
oh
100.
yeah, I want the cognac.
Oh no, Remy Martin bottle. No, I'm just saying if you go to this, sometimes you find at the estate sale, like you find they sell liquor at your estate sales, right?
Sometimes I bought this guy's entire cab collection that he had
Uh-huh.
been cellaring since 2006, 2005, 2006.
Uh-huh.
I've been drinking the shit out of that. It's like all cabs, a few Malbecs, and they're all 12-year-old. They're just at the peak of their maturity. They're like
Yeah. Yeah,
really
you
good.
gotta know how to you gotta know how to store the wine. I don't, I'll tell you a quick
If it's
story.
in a basement in the Pacific Northwest, you're cool.
Well, I had a guy come in when I used to work at the one restaurant. This was more casual dining, and the boss that I worked for, he had a high end restaurant too, which I had worked at many years prior. Okay, but then
Gotcha.
when I went back, I preferred the casual dining.
Uh-huh.
One guy came in like a big shot. He says, he's looking at our wines. He's looking at all the Italian wines, being a snob, saying, "Oh, I'm not drinking this Sangiovese." So he's like, "Give me a better bottle of wine." So I says, "Look, my boss owns another restaurant down the block. I'll get you whatever you want." So I went and I got him the wine list. So he looks at it. He says, "Give me the 1997 Opus One." Okay.
Ooh, I've had that.
So I says, "Okay, and it's gonna be three." And the guy was already drunk coming into place. I says, "Look, it's gonna be $325, whatever it was." Takes the money. So what? You don't think I got the? Because everybody in New York thinks that they're fucking tough guy. So you guys
Even
like, what?
you?
He's like, "Well, you don't think I what?" Like he was like insulted because I said, "Look, I'm not gonna go call somebody down the block to give me this bottle, you know, and then you say, oh my God, $300 for a wine." Anyway, bottle comes, whatever. He gives the guy the money because they had to bring the money down the block to the other restaurant. Anyway, the fucking wine. First of all, I was a little nervous opening the wine because obviously, you know,
You're such a
because
funny individual.
because the cork was disintegrating. And I don't know if it wasn't stored properly.
Oh, it happens, dude. It's a cork.
Yeah, but you can't get the cork because a lot of the people, when you're sticking it in, you have to
But you
make sure
stick it
that
in.
it comes out nice.
You gotta make
No,
sure it
because
goes in
if you go
nice.
like this, because we would have waiters that would just
You're fucking
jam it in.
ridiculous, dude.
So I got it out. And I'm very good at pulling the cork out, nice. But you could feel it pulling because it was damp.
It
Make a
was
long
dead.
story short, I poured to the guy. I don't even know if it's I think you're supposed to decanter it or
Yeah,
something.
it's gonna have sediment in it. How old? It
Oh,
was like
holy shit.
10 years old.
Yeah, the guy's drinking it. His fucking mouth is loaded with sediment, and he's like, he's already wasted, and I'm like, oh shit, and he's like, oh, this is delicious wine because he just wanted to sit on the bar with a bottle of Opus One like he's big shit, like, oh, I'm drinking $300 something bottles, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whatever, he paid the fucking bill, and finally he left. That's the one thing that sucked about the business is that you can't escape your customers. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, what's the point if you're in the business? You don't want to escape your customers. I mean, okay, there's many levels to be involved in a business. Like, I don't want to be involved in the level where I have to deal with that shit anymore.
Yeah. Well, I've had people get physical, in restaurant business because you know what it is, the drinking
This woman, she came over here. She had a purse. Her purse had sequins on it. The sequins were in the shape of an armadillo. It freaked me out. She tried to kiss me. I didn't know what to do. I slipped on a piece of pasta. I flew down to the other end of the kitchen. The food fridge was open. It closed behind me. I was locked in for the whole shift.
I got some crazy fucking
Just
I do kind of miss the business.
the
You know,
business.
I do miss the business.
What
When I
got
had
you
my
into reselling like this?
well, what had happened was
Don't get
I
too
was going
detailed. I just want a general. I want to be very general.
okay. I wanted to diversify. I'm sorry, you're fucking me up. When I went out of business, when I lost my store,
Yeah.
I went back to my old
Your
job.
shop, your restaurant.
Correct, Bobby
Yeah.
Basil Restaurant.
Bobby Basil Restaurant.
Yeah. So when I lost the store, I had to go back. I had to went to my old job back, and I had to pay people back. And I said, look, I'm gonna go back to college. Went back to college, and I liked eBay because I had sold on eBay small things here and there, but I liked it because it was the flexibility. So I was doing three at once. I was in school. I was doing a little bit eBay, and then I was working at a restaurant Friday and Saturday because Friday and Saturday were the good nights. Okay, and then eventually, my boss didn't want me working Friday and Saturday nights anymore. He wanted full-time employees. He's like, "Oh, you're taking all the good nights now. I can't hire anybody else because when they come in, they want Friday and Saturday night." So he's like, "Either you got to take full-time or have a nice day." So I told him, I got to finish college. I'm not working full-time here anymore. So I
That
left.
shit happens.
And then eBay, I just started building up eBay more and more and more and more. And then, that's it. Now I'm trying to just build it up. And
Build it
it's
up,
not what I want.
son.
Sorry?
I said build it up, son.
Yeah. So now I just,
I know, but were you doing anything like this before that? Or did you just like start watching videos on the fucking internet or something?
yeah, man, I started watching a lot of stuff. A lot of reselling videos on
I
YouTube.
like when I was watching some videos, like I never really interacted, but I always saw you like watching other people's videos.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Now the question is,
sure.
what are you doing about it?
We're doing about what? Watching me watching somebody else? What the fuck is
I
that?
don't watch YouTube videos, dude. I don't even watch these videos again. I didn't, okay. I started doing this whole thing because I didn't think there was an open space where people were talking in a way that was like constructive and not bullshit or guided by anybody else. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't tell you what to say. I've never told anybody else what to say. It's not scripted. It's just like all real people talking about
Raw.
what they do
Raw.
well. What?
Raw.
I don't even know if it's raw.
It's raw. Because it's like you said, because you said so in the beginning. You said, "Look, I don't want to create I don't want to be boxed into. Because there's a lot of resellers that are like, oh, I'm the happy reseller, or I'm the
Yeah. I'm
I'm
the mighty monkey
picker.
picker. Yeah.
I'm the Oregon picker, or
Yeah.
something like that. And I'm sure there is
Yeah.
a guy named Oregon. Isn't that you? The other guy,
Portland
Schwarzenegger?
pickers. Yeah. Schwartz.
Schwarzenegger.
Let's call him that from now on. Jacob Schwarzenegger.
Jakob Schwarzenegger.
Jakob Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So, I understand what you mean because it's like, and that's why I stayed on following the show, and I'm glad always when you come live because I like to go off script too, and that's why some people don't want to have me on because no, it's true. A lot of people, and I'm sure he's probably, like for example, Lonnie. I love Lonnie. He's probably in the chat right now. Okay. But he would never invite me on his thing because he knows I'm out of my mind,
He invited me onto his show, and I had a family conflict that I didn't have a lot of control over. I had to deal with something with my family, and
Yeah.
I couldn't do the show with him, and it was very unexpected. And I still feel like I never cancel on anybody, really. It's like one of my main tenets, but
Yeah.
I had no choice. I asked him if he wanted to do it again, and he really didn't get back to me. I think he thought I was like,
Flaking?
I actually, yeah, and I'm actually like anybody can come and see. Like I'm a real person who lives in Portland, Oregon. The shop that you see is my actual shop. I actually run it. I sell things on eBay. I really like it, and I'm trying to grow a bigger business. You
You
know, I
mean it's
mean,
not a set when you push it down, everything's gonna collapse? like like that movie Blazing Saddles. It's only a
it's like
song.
the Truman Show.
It's Truman Show. No, but
Anyway, no, I mean, it's just funny. It's the general outlook of people is hilarious sometimes.
yeah, but I do probably watch more YouTube than I should.
Yeah,
Okay,
well, no, you definitely do.
I do, and what are you trying to say?
I just said
I
what I
also
was trying to say. You watch too much YouTube.
I eat more food than I do too, but that's another story. Um,
Okay, so
so
you can
no,
eat
but
as much
it
food as
is.
you want if you just got some fucking exercise. You'd be fine.
Yeah, that's true. But there's not enough time to exercise enough as much as I eat. So anyway, make a long story short, when you're working in the restaurant business, you're used to constantly talking to people, okay? And then with this, it's like, oh shit. When you're sitting there on the computer, you're like doing my listings, doing photos, doing this.
I like
That
doing all that stuff though.
I'm not used to working on it. I never worked on a computer in my life, except for the restaurant putting in people's orders. And that was another thing too. When I went back to college for accounting, it was like when I had left and then came back, I felt like I was in a different planet. It was college is so different. It was like I was when I went back in my 30s, it was like, oh my God, completely different than what I had left in my 20s, when I first started before I opened my business. You know,
Yeah.
because the whole social media thing was not. I walked into the classroom, my professor, one thing he says is, I had this guy. I became very, and when you're older, you come close with the professors. The guy says, "Oh, you have to go on Facebook." I says, "Look, I don't got Facebook.
I don't got Facebook.
I don't got Facebook." So he
The
would tell me
what I said to him was the two Utes.
the two youths, and I told him, I said, "Look, I don't got Facebook." He says, "No, no, no, you got to get Facebook for this." So I says, "All right, I'll do Facebook because I got to." And the funny part is, he was a new professor, so he used to ask me a lot of questions on the side.
Like about like what if a girl tries to kiss you?
No, I don't know. This guy was maybe a little ACDC. I don't know. But
What are you?
what do you mean? So, uh, no. But this guy, I became very close with this guy, and
Yeah, we used to hang up in the hot tub together.
no, no, not that close.
Oh, okay. The
No, I'm
sauna?
talking about just in the class, because I learned. But when it came down to the computer stuff, because once you start going, I know you know how to use Excel, Microsoft, but when you start getting higher up and when you have to make your own formulas and make your own stuff, man, it gets friggin' hard. And I was like, holy shit, man. Because that's what skilled me up. That's what killed me in school too, is that I was doing good in accounting when I first started. And then once it got to a higher level where you have to do like what they call consolidated financial statements, like where one company buys another company and then they have to merge the fight. It gets really, really, really hard. And I
Dude.
was like, you know what? I don't think I could. Like, I got through it. Some of the classes I had because it was like I was 80% the way there, and I was like, well, I'm not going to change my major.
Yes.
So, and I'm like, after a while, I'm like, I don't want to, I don't want to work for anybody. You know, I still think about going. I went by my old job the other day. I know they want me to come back.
What's your whole job?
What? I was my bartending job at the Blue Moon restaurant.
You want to do that again?
No, I don't. But you know what? I went by to visit some people in the neighborhood because the place where I work was like a hot strip. You know what I mean? The all different restaurants, like the sushi place, the Italian place, this place, all different kind of stuff. Steakhouse, it's like a whole big strip. And I was in the area, and I do miss my old friend. It's like anything else, Corey. You miss your old coworkers, people you work with for a
I don't
decade.
miss anybody ever. I'm a
I don't know.
sociopath. I don't.
It is funny. You're nuts. I was actually when they were talking about that murderer, that guy.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking, you don't remember you used to do Buffalo Bill with the blanket. I was like, you know what? Corey's thinking like that fucking crazy motherfucker.
What? That's insulting. I'm a peaceful and gentle human. I just don't have any.
So now, when you leaving for Mexico?
When are you leaving for Mexico?
Booyah!
I'm not telling you. I'm going to Mexico for a week.
Uh-huh.
We're going to fly into Cabo San Lucas, and then I rented a car, and then we'll drive up to a little town called Todos Los Santos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be pretty good.
Good. That's nice.
I speak Spanish. I don't anticipate any problems. I mean, I've traveled in Mexico quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've been robbed at gunpoint, dude. It's happened to me. Okay.
Yeah.
I kind of understand the needs of those people slightly. Like they want money quickly and to leave. So that's just what you do. You give them the money quickly and they leave.
It's funny. Not funny, but sad funny. But when you mentioned a story about you said certain areas are getting worse in Argentina, you were mentioning last time, and so I had mentioned. So when I went to the Goodwill outlet,
but big world cities are crime ridden, whether somebody says so or not.
Mm-hmm.
There's no human services, so they have to fend for themselves, and they take money from the wealthier by robbing them.
Yeah. So I always run into this one Brazilian girl. She's always there, and I have a thing for Brazilian people. I like Brazilian people. They have something. I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on it, and they're very passionate, hard work. Some of them they're really hard working, passionate people, and so there's one woman who I speak to. She's a very nice lady. She's a mother, and then she comes into the house, Goodwill, So we talk, whatever it was, and I just asking her. And she was talking about her area because we were talking about like there's not as much police enforcement in you said in
I don't think
Buenos Aires.
police enforcement is good for communities, though. Honestly,
Is it? Well, if people get robbed,
I don't think it's good.
Well,
No, I mean it's human nature to get involved, and it's like if they're gangs that are like moving money around, like they just like you're a government employee, you make $600 a fucking month. They're like, here's $3,000 a month.
Yeah,
let us do our thing.
Yeah,
and
she was telling. Yeah,
that's what the shield is, right? It's like that's why they call it the shield.
Yeah, she. But I that's one thing I always liked about New York is it's like
New York was a crime-ridden crack house in the 80s, man.
Yeah, well, that was back
Watch any movie in the 80s, and they're like, you don't walk down the street in Manhattan.
Charles Bronson.
Yeah. I mean, that was a portrayal. That was a portrayal, but it was based on how New York was.
Listen, one of my best friends is a retired police officer that worked in the 80s. He worked down there, and I know all the stories. He worked at the bus station for the Port Authority back in the early 80s. The amount of stories, forget about it. this guy.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, and then he's retired now. But what I was saying was what I like about when I go. It's very interesting when you go to Goodwill Outlet. It's very diverse. I get to, I'm talking to one guy. He's from South Africa, and then the other woman, she's next to me. She's from Brazil. It's like you're going on a vacation around the world without leaving your home.
Well, I mean, when you have an exploitable market gap and it's an entry point and people are like feeding that entry point into other, I mean, Nicole, like that's how she started at the bins. And now she's running a really successful business,
Yeah.
So, it's real, I mean, it's diverse because those people are either using it to provide their lifestyle or trying to build a business.
Yeah.
I met a guy at the bins, dude. He was from Senegal, not Senegal, excuse me. It's a gold rush there. What's the search the T?
Tanzania.
No, it's a gold rush country. It's near Nigeria.
Okay.
Hold on.
Name all the countries near Nigeria.
Yes.
Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire, Gambia.
Gambia. I think it's Gambia. No, it's not Gambia. It's another one.
Okay, you have Cote d'Ivoire. You have Ghana.
Ghana. It's Ghana. Thank you. Yeah, so this dude, there's a gold rush in Ghana going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all the transport, all of the stuff coming into the country and going out of the country is oil exploitation equipment, gold exploitation equipment, supplies, yada yada yada, bada bada bada. And this dude would go to the bins here in the United States. This was 10 years ago. I don't know if the gold rush is still at its level. There were no shoes.
Mm-hmm.
He would come over, go to the bins for a month, 2 months, whatever it took, fill up containers. They would rent a spot, fill up containers, and then ship them over to Africa. Containers of shoes, and nobody has shoes, dude. Just a basic pair of like used, because most people in Africa in this region are taller, and there were a lot of foreigners, and you couldn't get a pair of shoes. So this dude just set up a business and he made millions of dollars. Millions. Now, he probably had to grease the gears a little bit, and I haven't seen him. So he doesn't come to the bins anymore. So, and he was successful. Like, he showed me how the whole thing worked, and I was like, damn, dude, you're the shit.
Yeah, I see guys. There's one guy, he's probably from that region. And when I see him, he pulls out his cart, literally 3 filled up shopping carts overflowing with shoes. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Dude, people were wearing, European people who were working in the jungle were wearing tires with rope because the jungle eats your shoes, like the rubber and everything. Like there's plants with like thorns like this. They just go right through a boot. It's the conditions are horrendous, and it's wet, and the water is like full of particulate, and it's like it just apparently the conditions just destroy especially modern shoes. So he was just telling me the whole story. Like
I watched something
fascinating.
I think it was I want to say it was on Vice about the gold exploitation. Something to do with the Chinese that they were fighting with the.
He was talking about that, like there's just Chinese people in their country with camps, and the government's like, the government's on their side because they bought the mining claims.
Like you said, they're paying off the government.
Yeah, well, they bought the mining claim, but then what they do is they put their tents 10 feet farther out. Like that's what it sounded like was happening. They were just taking over land.
Yep. It was kind of messed up, the way, and then they said they put kids out there to do that shit. And
he said they found diamonds, and they never thought there were even diamonds in Ghana, but they found diamonds and like kimberlite and all the things that there's going to be a huge diamond rush apparently from there. I don't know if that's true. Do you know about diamonds and like so a volcano like comes up and like makes this like spike of magma, and I think it's called kimberlite. It's this mineral, and diamonds form within the kimberlite. So in order to find diamonds, you need to find this mineral called kimberlite, but it's named after the Kimberley mines or something of South Africa, something like that. I don't know. Fact check me there too. But this kimberlite, when you find it, you find like millions of diamonds. Diamonds aren't that uncommon. They're just deep in the core of the earth, right?
But it's weird. I'm sorry, but you don't see any other, like, you only think of diamond mines in like South Africa. Like, I never heard of any diamond mines anywhere else. Really.
There's one here in the United States. There's only one, and it's public. The only diamond mine in the United States, or the only mine. Okay, just because there isn't a diamond mine doesn't mean there aren't diamonds. So imagine the vastness of the United States, and they say only in the United States would they consider like mineable surface gold. So like you can go out with a hammer and get it out of the rock. No advanced machinery. Like in Oregon, like 70% of that gold is still left. It's just in veins that are on the tops of mountains or at the bottom of, like there are veins of gold all over the place. You're more likely to find them in certain regions, but that doesn't mean that mineable, like the gold that's on the surface of the planet is the core of the earth could be made of gold. It could be made of plutonium, gold. Like you have to think like the denser minerals and elements are like in the center of the earth.
But I had other guys I know from Central America where I am from, and one guy's from Guatemala and he owns some property down there, and I says, there's got to be gold and silver still there, not just what the Spanish took 500 years ago. Like you said, it's so vast that there has to be, like you said, some kind of hidden spot like when they came 500 years ago, like they knew. Was it the indigenous people who knew where the gold and silver already was, and they just grabbed it, or
they were finding it over eons, and they liked it because it was sparkly? I don't know, why are humans fascinated by gold specifically?
No. I'm talking about why is it? But the Spaniards, when they came, was it the mines were already? They found these mines, or
I don't think they were mining gold per se. I think they were trading gold. And I don't think the commodity was, even though it was rare, I don't think that they cared about gold that much in the New World. They made like decorations for their bodies out of it.
Here, not there. There is very valuable.
In
Europe.
Yeah, in Europe there was no gold, so it was extremely valuable. So if you could get it from the New World, shit.
Yeah,
but it seems like they found gold everywhere when they got here. There was just gold everywhere.
Yeah,
like tons and tons and tons. And California, like people just didn't even know. Like they just some asshole showed up one day and he was like, "Fuck, this river is full of gold."
Oh, I watched the whole special they had on, was it A&E or one of these things, History Channel, about discovering the West. I forgot this guy's damn name. And they talked about he was the one that
didn't discover shit.
The Oregon Trail. What?
Yeah, but there were native people living everywhere in the U.S. They just didn't care about gold, so they didn't go and get it.
No, but I'm talking about this guy's name. I can't remember. They told the story about this damn guy who the shit he went through to go back and forth was like unbelievable. The rugged terrain that he went through.
Oh, like Lewis and Clark?
Yeah, no, another guy's name. I can't think of the guy's freaking name now. Anyway.
John Henry?
No.
Johnny Appleseed?
Johnny Appleseed. I don't know. I don't remember.
I'm going to bed.
Tomorrow, I gotta go to bed. Tomorrow, I have.
Yeah, I'm going to
I don't
bed
hear you guys talking about. You guys don't have rummage sales out there?
There'll be some in the summer and stuff, and there's a couple good ones, but
No, you don't. Nice.
I might do some garage sales tomorrow. We'll see. I'll see you. Everybody, we're going to sleep. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Peace.